Hey guys, and welcome to the full-time podcast with us, the sports folk, where we speak about some of the sports stories throughout the week that we've liked. And because of the closing of Sochi, I think we're going to kick off with Sochi. I'm going to say either pronunciation so people can get pissed off all the time. Either way. So our resident Olympics mastermind that is Stuart is going to kick us off with that.
Right, okay, here we go. So, as you all know...
Stand back.
As you know, Sochi finished yesterday. It was a great 2 weeks, but thoroughly enjoyable. The medal table finished up with the home nation, the Russians, getting the most medals. They had 13 golds. Yeah, that's what we thought. 13 golds, 33 in total for them. Norway came second with 11 golds, 26 in total, and Canada finished up third with 10 golds and 25 in total. GB had equalled their best record tally this year with 4 medals, 1 gold, 1 silver and 2 bronze. So that was pretty good stuff from the home nations. Anyway, basically the gold medal was won last week by Lizzie Yarnold.
Woo!
In the
Campus screaming.
Yeah, no. In the skeleton.
Skeleton. Thanks, Matt.
She absolutely dominated, finishing a whole second in front of second place, which is a pretty big margin. That's a big margin in skeleton. So it's pretty good going.
Plus, she's ballsy as all hell because skeleton, that's head first, right?
Yeah, basically.
It's like Luke's kind of feet first.
Yeah, Luke's such a piss take.
I'm going to slide on my chest on a tea tray down an icy hill.
Basically, but I mean, she was the favourite going into it because she'd won the world championships and she'd absolutely dominated. So well done to her. With the silver medal, the men's curlers won that. They won that on Friday.
Scottish men's curling.
Yeah, Scottish.
Alright,
so we're going to say. Well, we'll put it back to British. The British.
Oh, the Union.
They played. They managed to get through from the semi-finals on, I think it was Wednesday, against the Swedes.
I wasn't doing it.
Yep, and they were playing the Canadians. The Canadians on Friday, also known as the Buff Boys. Yeah, basically.
We're the Buff Boys.
Did their mums say that? Did their mums have big signs? No, Buff Boys.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, unfortunately they got absolutely hammered. Our guys got beat 9-3 and decided to call it quits after 9 ends.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's no coming back.
Yeah,
well, for
they
9-3.
would have needed six stones to even tie it. So
it's a bit much.
But I mean, they showed fighting British and Scottish spirit to come back against Norway and Sweden. But I think they lost their ball a little bit in the final, making some crucial mistakes.
You have to come back
Canada's
that many
completely
times.
awesome as well. You got to give them credit.
Yeah, I mean Canada
was superb.
Yeah,
throughout the whole competition.
Yeah, they were massive favourites as well.
I don't think they lost throughout the whole competition.
No,
Canada
they did.
Both male, females.
The females didn't lose a game, but the men lost. I think they lost 2 or so, just unexpected results. But anyway, silver is still fantastic for the gents. Anyway, had some brilliant British support. A lot of Scottish fans there singing "We'll be coming." Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no.
Don't know what that noise was.
We're coming about,
The seals in Russia now.
Oh, sorry. Anyway,
Sochi fans.
And Britain had 2 bronze medals as well. One won by the female curlers, who beat Switzerland on Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday. They beat the Swiss 6-5, and they became the youngest British curlers to win medals at the Olympics.
Wow.
So good on them.
Bravo.
They managed to hold their nerve and make important shots, which is unfortunately we couldn't really say about the gents. But anyway, they went 2-0 down after 2 ends and managed to come back, so well done to them. Also, the final bronze medal was won by Jenny Jones. That's who we couldn't remember.
Oh, the
Slope style, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was her name.
First medal on snow.
Yep, exactly. So that was last week, 2 weeks ago now anyway, as well. So well done to her.
You actually realise how long it is?
Oh, it is.
I know,
16 days.
3 weeks. Well, Six
over
weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, just over 2 weeks.
Well, Winter Olympics.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I think it's exactly the same length as the Olympics, which is 16 days long.
Is it?
It felt longer.
It
The
feels longer
Olympics
because
feels longer.
they both feel just as long because it's over so long,
Yeah.
and the events are on every single day.
To be honest, I wish it was longer.
You can spread it
I
out.
thoroughly enjoy it. Yeah, they kind of cram a lot of events into
Yeah.
every day, and it's quite difficult to try and catch.
I mean,
every-
other, I hope some athletes got like a day in between some of their events. I mean, that would
Well,
be
yeah, they
horrible.
Yeah, well,
Like one day you're doing something, and then like say you've got slopestyle and you got half pipe. the day after.
I usually watch the Winter Olympics. I didn't this year, and I think it's because I have Sky now. I think it was on normal TV, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch it. And I was like, oh, I've got everything else to watch.
All the presenters are good.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
They've made it special, I think.
Yeah. One slightly negative point from the Winter Olympics was the short track speed skating for Great Britain anyway, and our hopeful medalist was Elise Christie from Livingston. She is probably the most unlucky speed skater ever. She got disqualified from 3 separate events due to
Well,
penalties.
there's 2 different reasons was it up.
Yeah, well, there was one of them. I think was one of them was that she made contact with another skater, and basically they kind of both got taken out. But
I don't think it was her fault.
She was in front of the Chinese skater in that race, and I
She
think
left her leg sort of trailing, and the Chinese skater caught her
yeah, I
in
think
the leg, and it was deemed that she should be disqualified, although she was the one in front. I mean, you can't really deliberately trip someone.
Well,
trip
well,
someone.
no, like-
if you deliberately chip someone up on ice, you're going down anyway. So it's like the both of you.
Oh, no, yeah, no, she tripped herself up.
I mean the speed they're going at as well. They're just
Yeah.
both going to go down. So.
I know some of the Chinese one that did look really harsh when I saw it. I didn't quite understand it. but-
Yeah. So I
And
mean.
then the other one with the foot, was it not?
The other one was when she crossed the line. She was actually inside the oval. It was
Like
Oh,
Poland Oval,
yeah.
one of her foot was inside
Yeah.
or something, like one foot.
she'd crossed the line. She finished slightly over the other side of the line. So she got called for that, and it was quite difficult for her because the officials don't explain their decisions to the skaters or the coaches at all. So they've kind of just got to base it on their own kind of ideas of the replays after it.
And the rule hadn't been there beforehand. So say you had one foot, like in any other snow sports, throughout the Olympics, like if you were trying to cross the line, you could have any position of the body
Right.
as long as it went over the line. That's what counted. But with the speed skating this year, they deemed that if you had one foot in and 1 foot out,
If you're out
Yeah.
tall, you're out.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, basically.
It's a bit shit.
So I mean that's one negative point, but maybe it's only negative because it's went against us.
Yeah.
I think because it's been negative because it's multiple times the same person. Right?
Britain, and we love a moan.
No,
Yeah.
it's because it's the same person. I think.
Yeah.
If we had separate occasions, yeah, we obviously Britain would be like, oh well, fucking speed skating. Because it's the same girl, and the heap of abuse she got as well.
Yeah, I mean,
That was horrendous.
Yeah, she got a heap of abuse over. I think it was Twitter.
Yeah.
Her Twitter account, and
That's pathetic.
It's a sad because
Hey,
I
exactly.
didn't listen to her Twitter. Read her Twitter rather.
yeah,
I have it dictated to me by Ian McKellen.
That's
actually,
an app
so-
idea right there. Got
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Twitter voiced.
Yeah, but Ian
Choose
by
which
Ian
voice.
McKellen. Yeah, could have some faulty towers in there maybe.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
idea.
But anyway,
bit man.
but
Yeah, it's a real shame. I mean, she's obviously worked so hard for that. And it's a real shame. It's kind
she's also good as well.
Yeah, she was.
Semi-final.
Yeah,
so she got put out.
I mean, I think she won a medal at the European Championships for speed skating. Anyway, last year I think, and she was one of the favourites anyway to get a medal anyway
Yeah.
in one of the events. So it's a bit of a shame, but I think she'll come back strong for the next Olympics.
He's open.
Yeah, I know she's definitely game for that. So.
It's either she comes back strong or she freezes at the same point.
Yeah,
See, this is always a thing that. Yeah, did you like that
Oh, I thought-
pun?
I thought you made that pun.
Yeah, I did make that pun.
No, he didn't. That's going to get cut out.
So fingers crossed. Good luck for her for any future events, and hopefully that doesn't put her off.
So,
Where's the next Winter Olympics, Stuart?
The next
And
Winter
for you.
Olympics
oh,
is
where?
Where, not when.
I just know when. It's like, well, I know that 2018 motherfucker.
When is the next Olympics?
It is going to be in, hopefully I pronounced this right, Pyeongchang in South Korea.
Sounds
It's
cool.
really big of
Snow sports. It's a bit.
Well, I didn't know that.
Would it be indoor?
No, but
nah.
Korea is pretty.
Has it got hills?
Probably.
I don't
pretty
know.
flat,
I
I'm
honestly
pretty
don't
sure.
really know South Korea. I
I
think
don't
You
know.
don't need to have hills to make it.
I know, but
No,
hills
you
have
do.
more like
You
this.
You can make artificial ones.
Japan's quite hilly.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
There's volcanoes there.
Well, my only input to Sochi was I woke up. I think it was on Friday. I came through to the living room and it was BBC was on, so I was like, I'll watch it. And it was a figure skating. You know, because I watch figure skating seemingly. And it was actually really impressive. The South Korean girl, I think should have won it. I don't know anyone's names. A Russian won it, and I thought she was robbed. The South Korean,
Yeah.
but no, I think
Is
it
that a
showed.
little Russian girl?
I think that
No, it wasn't the little.
Oh, she crashed out.
No,
She didn't win
yeah.
any medals.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
year.
But no, like it seemed. I think it just shows that the Olympics can just make you watch stupid shit because it's great athletes.
I mean,
doing their
yeah.
best. I think it doesn't matter if you really like this sport or not. I think everyone can appreciate
People-
that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's good.
Like you
good
say, you
thing
watch
about the
figure
Olympics.
skating, and everyone's like, "Oh, you watch figure skating, do you?"
Yeah,
But the amount of stuff, like,
actually, that's just you.
the stuff that people do on the ice though is amazing.
yeah, I mean,
That's impressive.
like a lot of the events you would never think about ever watching, but when you do watch them, they're actually quite inspiring.
Yeah. I think it's. I kind of feel bad because they're always on Eurosport or some shit, and I never watch them. It goes on BBC. And yes,
I do like
Yeah.
the X Games comes on. I watch that a bit, like the snowboard and stuff.
I've never
Yeah.
watched the X Games.
It's pretty good.
Again, I've got Sky. There's usually something better on somewhere.
Should we talk about ice hockey? Or?
You want to speak about
I
ice
do
hockey.
want to
I will
speak,
not get
but-
it right.
Ice hockey, yeah.
Because then you've brought your fucking Finland shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing it. Well, I was wearing
Wearing
it
it with
with
pride.
It's too warm. I was wearing it with pride.
The real time is too hot in this room.
Anyway, in the men's ice hockey, by the way, did you see the women's ice hockey, the final?
Not
No,
no,
that's
all
a-
boots and
No, but the USA-Canada game. USA 2-0 up and Canada won it 3-2 in extra time.
So USA gets Bieber.
Well, I think USA gets Bieber anyway because the men beat USA in the semis as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they definitely get Bieber.
Definitely get
They
Bieber.
definitely get Bieber.
Congratulations, Canada. lost
you
him.
win.
You finally got rid of him.
Yeah.
You win the ability to listen to music again and not hate yourself.
Sorry about that, America. But anyway, this had to be done.
Yeah.
Anyway, the final medals for the men's was Canada won gold, beating Sweden in the final 3-0. So Sweden got silver, and Finland absolutely tanned the Americans 5-0. Absolutely loving that.
Sorry, Morris is just showing us a picture of Michael Carrick. Now, if I remember, I'm gonna write myself a note somewhere, and I'll try and put that up on the
The podcast just puts a key icon.
on the YouTube version of the podcast at least, because it is kind of hilarious.
It's just so he's trying to look so cool, yet he's almost disabled looking.
Yeah, in fact, we can't speak. Wasn't going to speak about it, but we can because I'll put it up and you can see it. And yeah, he's just trying to chill.
Sorry, it was just on my pictures. And
It's like Michael
Carrick.
Carrick's just gonna go like, oh yeah, I'm just chilling in my Lamborghini.
It's like he's saying right and dirty,
Ladies.
but he's not.
Yeah.
But anyway, back.
As you ruthlessly cut through.
Sorry, I apologise.
So
This is my moment. Anyway, Canada, yeah, they won 3-0 with goals from Jonathan Taves, Sidney Crosby, and Chris Kunitz.
Sidney Crosby, love him.
Yeah, Sidney Crosby has now scored in 2 consecutive gold medal games.
Nice.
He scored the
Yeah.
winner in extra time in Vancouver.
Sidney Crosby's got a special place in my heart just because he won MVP when the first season I watched NHL. And I'm kind of a Penguins fan by extension.
There's an Optimatch stats tweet in there somewhere. Sidney Crosby scored
Yeah, it totally is, man.
two Olympic gold finals.
Stupid one.
Valuable.
It could be. I just came up with that one myself, but that was
Hashtag valuable.
Anyway, I think the Canadians just kind of won it on pure star power alone, and just they were able to click and had a good work ethic.
I have a question for you actually.
Yeah,
As I point to you ruthlessly.
yeah,
Ovechkin.
yeah.
Does he still play?
Yes, he does. He was playing for the Russians.
Nice. That's completely random. That was my other favourite player.
Yeah,
I watched like
he does.
6 years ago.
I don't think he scored a goal in the tournament.
Oh, okay. He used to be amazing for the Nationals.
Well, the Capitals.
Capitals,
Yeah.
Nationals, fucking baseball.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
No, but I mean, like the Russians, they're kind of opposite deal of Canada. Like obviously they've got the star power of like players like Ovechkin, Kovalchuk, and etc. Pavel Datsyuk. But
Mhm.
basically they just didn't click as a team,
Yeah.
and a lot of the players kind of just didn't have that work ethic
Yeah.
that the Canadians
It's a shame.
put through. So well done to Canada anyway. And as we said earlier, Canada beat USA, and USA now gets to claim Bieber.
Yeah, loser against Bieber.
So
Which is a nice little billboard. Enjoyed that a lot.
I did like that billboard. Well done, Chicago.
Maybe put a wee note in there to put that little image up as well.
Okay, boss. Jesus.
Gary, we need to get it in. Step.
Well, it's quite funny because my tablet just typed no as you said that.
And my final point was to my favourite team, Finland, in the bronze medal game, beating USA 5-0 with 2 goals from the legend, that's Timo Solani, a goal from Jussi Jokinen, Juho Haitanen scored as well, and Olli Mata got the last goal.
Good pronunciations, by the way.
Yeah,
I know.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I've been working on it for a while. Anyway,
Timmy's been to Finland, has Finnish friends.
Yeah, I do. So that does help. But anyway, the living legend Timo Solani was the oldest. Is now become the oldest medal winner at the Olympics. He's 43 years old, and he captained Finland to bronze medal. Scored
That's
2 in the final.
spectacular.
So that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
impressive.
pretty good.
I mean, these are his stats. I mean, he's now won. He's played in 6 Winter Olympics, winning 4 medals. That's pretty good going.
Mm-hmm.
He won 1 silver and 3 bronze, so that's not bad for Finland. He scored a record number of points in his Olympic career with 43. And just a little side note on his NHL career as well. He's played in the NHL since 1992, and he scored 675 goals, and he has 1,430 points. So that's goals and assists together. So
Because you get link assists in hockey, do you?
yeah, you get
Yeah.
2
So-
link assists.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
So I mean, well done to Finland.
So
Go sue me.
Well, the boys been playing in the NHL longer than we've been alive.
Yeah,
So that's a good start.
yeah. The guys
Cool.
know.
So is that pretty much what you got?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much.
So overall, then, guys, what do you think of it?
I think
Yeah,
Sochi
well-
was rather successful, other than there was a slight hitch right at the end where 3 players, was it 3 players,
yeah,
at
that
the
was
end of the
much-
games, had a drugs test and they
Failed both.
failed,
Yeah.
failed their first one, which
Well,
was a
the-
grade A drug.
The Italian failed A and B.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's a German whose one is yet to come back on Friday
So
for
a
drug B.
bit of a sour note.
Bit of a
Yeah,
sour
it's
note
a bit
on the
sad.
end of it, but with all games, you're always going to find someone who will find a loophole
They
for
did-
a drug.
They did something really funny with the closing ceremony. Did anybody actually see the closing
Yeah, because they
ceremony?
fucked up the opening ceremony.
Yeah, they fucked up the opening ceremony. One of the rings didn't actually open in the machine or whatever it was. I
Mhm.
can't remember.
Whatever. Yeah,
So,
mechanism was.
The dancers that made the Olympic rings to start off, well, in the closing ceremony, one of them didn't open as part of the funny thing. So,
Yeah.
the comedians, the Russians. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh yeah,
Russians,
yeah.
comedians.
They're known for their jokes.
on a positive note as well, I mean, there was no terrorism or anything.
No,
there was quite a lot
yeah.
of threat about that.
Apart from
from the
wolves
beginning.
walking around the hotel. Anybody hear about
I
that
didn't
news story?
hear about that.
I didn't hear about
American or Canadian athlete looked outside her door, so there's a crack in the door, and she spotted the wolf from outside. Like, it was in the corridors of the hotel complex or whatever it was, and she opened the door, and you see the wolf walk round the corner and walk past the door, so
Jesus.
it's a bit scary.
Oh, another cool point from Sochi was I really like this seeing the ice hockey players all cycling from the Olympic Village to the stadium. I thought it was just cool. Can we stick another photo up on the page?
Oh, for fuck's
I've got a good one.
You're a good one.
Yeah, it's got Henrik Lundqvist in it.
Ooh.
He's loving it.
We all love a bit of Henrik
Oh,
Lundqvist.
you've got to.
I'm scrolling down these notes and I'm not going to remember what they My own character picture. Keep Bieber loser. Cycling picture.
Anyway, so since Sochi was a success, as for Britain as well, considering they got their record medal tally, which the last time they had 4 medals in the Olympics was Chamonix in 1924.
Wow.
So that's
Yeah.
quite a while ago.
It's quite a while ago.
So-
90 years.
To be fair, like whenever we get snow, we don't go outside and play in it. We just panic and don't go to work. So
Or we just smash things with snow.
Basically, so
Massive snowball fights.
on that note, how do you think Britain can build on this for
Okay,
20
Yeah,
I'm
years?
because
sure they invest in it.
no, they've got funding now. Yeah, all
Yeah.
over the news now. They're getting funding for their Winter Olympics.
Well, UK Sport, I saw that they tweeted something like that and just saying that
It's
they're gonna fund it,
it's
so-
mainly luge sports though.
I think the coverage will get more people into
Yeah,
it.
I mean, especially after Amy Williams in Vancouver and
And
now
Lizzie Arnold.
Lizzie Arnold as well. Like that's really going to be a good base point for
Aye.
more of like scouting and luge, etc.
Mhm.
Has anybody got any more topics on Sochi?
No, that's
I
me.
think we're
go on.
yeah.
I was going to make a quick comment. As I predicted last week, Scotland won at rugby. I nailed it.
You did.
We
Yeah.
we won
In
at the
fact-
Olympic
in
Stadium.
fact-
In fact,
last
we're
week-
meant to go into Six Nations.
Yeah,
remember
you're-
then.
Your pathetic attempt at rugby coverage,
yeah.
which I was told by my dad. In fact, he doesn't even like rugby, and he's like, "Oh, that rugby bit was a bit, it's like quite hard." So yeah, I was
What
just
about
saying.
my line out bit? I thought that was quite good.
On my, I don't remember that.
I said
He said something about
I said
line-outs being
Scotland.
terrible.
Yeah, Scotland kept losing lineouts and giving away possession.
Ah, yeah,
I think I
remember
passed
that,
that, didn't I? Well, obviously I went into Glasgow this weekend, and the guy that was sitting in the back of the car was Adam. He's a rugby player.
Okay, yeah.
And he decided to make me shit myself when Scotland scored that last minute drop kick
Yeah.
as he screamed in my ear and Rabbles drove off the road. So yeah, that was a hell of a game by Scotland. It was a fucking good performance. They were 13-3 down at
And we
halftime.
now will not collect the wooden spoon.
We don't know that for sure,
No,
because they
yeah,
could
yeah,
still
yeah.
win and beat
Yeah.
someone
Well,
else.
the points table for the Six Nations is Ireland, England, Wales, and France have all. Every team's played 3 games. They've all got 4 points.
Yeah.
So a win is 2.
Yeah.
So they've
Yeah.
all of those teams have won 2 and lost 1. So
Who have we got
it's
next?
possible. I'm not sure. I'll have a look.
Yeah. Well, I think that's also brings me on to the Ireland game. It was 13-10 to England. It was a close fucking game.
It was a very
fought.
close game.
And
I thought Ireland
speaking,
were going to win it.
speaking to an
so-
Irishman on Saturday about it, he was obviously hurt about it, but as a rugby player as well, he was like, well, at least it keeps it interesting because, as Matt just said, the table is so close
Yeah.
that it's still all up for grabs.
Yeah.
Because if Ireland had won that game, then they were that was it.
Yeah, they would have been
Realistically, that was then gone, but now it's all caught
It's
up.
kind of opened up for everyone a little bit. Apart from
Totally.
Scotland and LA, I don't think they can say.
well,
Scotland they can never win.
Scotland got their highest finish in years. Was it last year with
Last year,
third?
third.
Because they beat Ireland.
Yeah, we beat Ireland to win that
Mm.
cup of
And
some
we
sort, or
beat it.
shield.
Beat Italy as
I don't know
well.
what the cup is.
Beat Italy as well. England beat
Uh,
us.
England beat
Wales
us
beat
in
us.
sort of
We beat France. We must have beat France. France.
Oh, yeah, we beat
France
France
was the
by
last
3
game.
points
We beat
by
them
3.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so the upcoming match fixtures are Ireland, Italy, Scotland, France, England, Wales.
Scotland at Murrayfield.
Yeah, Scotland are at Murrayfield against
That could be
France.
a good game.
That
actually.
could be a good game. France haven't really been turning up. Have you seen some of their games? They've not turned up. Wales absolutely
Cheval- is it
destroyed
Cheval?
them.
Is it Cheval?
Chabal still played.
Chabal, yeah, Chabal's been making adverts.
The
Seen him on
beast,
adverts.
Yeah.
I still claim Chabal wasn't that good of a
No,
rugby
he
player.
wasn't.
It was just he was huge and he looked
Yeah,
like a
that
small
look
wolf.
at the face and everyone raved about.
Yeah, and he had that picture when he got his newborn baby. It looked like he was about to eat it in one.
But it was.
Ooh, yeah,
Just
I
thinking
mean,
about.
I mean France's only real player that's really turned up so far is probably Wesley Fofana.
I was just
Yeah.
going to say for fun, yeah.
Is he not out injured though?
I'm
For
not
the next
sure.
game? I'm
Fingers
pretty sure I
crossed,
heard
anyway.
that.
Fingers crossed, yeah, kind of fingers crossed, isn't it?
Because he's kind of just been
Because well,
quality.
it's just because they
every
got
game.
absolute trounced by Wales. 27-6 is a massive scoreline for Wales. Absolutely massive. Wales are a good side, obviously.
Well, they won it last
They
year.
won it last year, exactly.
Yeah, they stole it from England as well in the last.
Lee,
day.
that's why Lee Halfpenny was up for the British
Sports
Sports
Personality
Personality of the Year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He scored so much and he played well for his club side as well in rugby union.
Yeah, I think that it actually
Well, wait,
sparked
wait,
a bit of
here we go.
conversation between me and Adam about Halfpenny because he's recently signed for Toulouse, he said, in the French league, and he's on just under $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh man, holy shit, that contract is huge." And I was like, well, Rooney just signed 300 grand a week.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to think of the difference.
Yeah, the difference in rugby players, I think, are a bit more physical.
I mean,
I think rugby's a bit more physical than
Well,
football.
it is.
Well,
I mean,
yes, Morris,
yeah,
yes.
I mean, rugby players definitely go through a lot more.
It's a lot more pain.
Yeah. And so surely they should like.
But I mean, football's a quicker game.
Yeah, but the quickness of it isn't really.
It's a quicker game to watch, but then again, you look at the size of these rugby boys. You get hit by one of them, you could be dead.
If you're speaking about quick pace, if you look at Brian Habana back in 2006
Yeah.
when he was at, when he was just coming through.
Who's that North? What? George North.
He's
He's
an
the
absolute
fastest
animal.
rugby player.
There you go.
Him and Alex Cuthbert on
Yeah.
the wings for Wales.
Anyway,
was
on
lethal.
Wesley
What
Fofana.
about Shane Williams? He was fucking rapid back in the day.
Yeah,
He
He
was
He
pretty
was
rapid.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not
on
as
Wesley
rapid as
Fofana,
Chris
he's out
Barnes.
for 3 weeks.
He's out for 3 weeks.
Oh,
for
out
France.
for- so he misses Scotland and Ireland.
Good news.
That's
So,
good news.
So
He's fractured the 11th rib on his right hand side. So count down.
yeah, and
So
I
it's
saw
like there.
yeah.
He's got extra ribs. What?
and I saw Richie Graves back in the lineup at the weekend as well.
I think that made a
So that was
difference.
a big
Yeah.
boost.
Made a
Definitely
massive
having him in there.
difference there.
The only other game we kind of got to mention is the fact that Wales did trounce them.
Yeah.
So
Well, England, because England versus Ireland 13-10. That was a big steal for England, I think. England had been playing rather well though.
England held. They didn't so much hold on.
I think
to
it's because they were
They-
home. I think.
No, they
it was
they
home
held on
advantage.
to it with a bit of power. Like they didn't dominate, but they,
Yeah.
they didn't hold on either. It wasn't like they just held on and were just fouling in every rock and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that.
Well, no, I saw a couple of the highlights when I was watching. Well, because I was at work at the time, but saw a couple of highlights on my break, and Ireland just didn't seem to retain possession
Mm.
at all,
Yeah, they kept getting broken down a lot.
Yeah.
which is a bit strange because normally the Irish you see the well formation, sorry, what was I going to say?
A good strong line and stuff.
Yeah,
like
good
that,
strong line. Yeah, exactly.
Fighting hard in the rocks.
Yeah, I mean, the ruck is their weapon. Like, I think they've scored definitely at least 2 tries from a ruck.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
I was just surprised that Brian Driscoll still played.
That was his last
Pleasantly
game.
surprised.
Brian Driscoll is.
What?
I'm pretty sure it was the last game.
Really?
I'm sure it was. I read somewhere in a paper that it might be his last game of some sort.
I doubt it.
Is ruck where they have the ball at their feet, or is ruck?
Jogo.
Rocks when the ball breaks down.
Yeah.
So when you get tackled and then you kind of
Oh,
you
yeah.
kind of like.
kind of pile bodies and try
Yeah.
to make room for your
Best
scrum.
bit is when
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
comes up to the ruck.
So-
So a ruck
so-
is when
and,
play gets broken down after a tackle.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
a
I'm
target
meaning,
ball.
is that a maul?
A maul's when that comes from a line out, like sort of thing,
And
and
they
they're all
push the-
standing
Yeah,
up.
the
that's
group.
what I meant. Sorry.
A
They
maul.
scored 2
That makes more
tries
sense
from
because I
balls.
don't
Yeah.
even really
Yeah,
think
you
they
can't really
score
score
a
a
rock.
try from a
You
ruck.
score like straight after a rock.
The
That's,
best thing about
that's my
rucks is
lack
where
of
someone
rugby
runs up and then the body's going to obviously take the ball, pushes the guy into the ruck,
Yeah.
just shoves him in and goes, "Get it, Gord! Who'd you get?" It's like shoving
And
him
they
into
get
the mouth.
fouled for it.
No, the best bit is when you see the ball and it's quite like it's kind of covered and the boy just starts stamping down. Guess the ball. Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's like they get like a certain number of stamps before it's a foul.
Yeah,
Like, it's like 1, 2,
Ref
and then
goes off.
the ref's like, oh shit, he's done like 5 now.
and it's on
That's
his
maybe a
head.
foul now.
You should probably swap it
There
out.
was one ruck where I saw where they were, I think Scotland had possession of some sort. No. It was they were playing England, and England had possession in the ruck. The Scottish guy was obviously in the ruck and couldn't do very much,
Yeah.
and he was kind of standing there, and this guy ripped his boot off and threw it away, and then continued on to play in the ruck, and the guy had to go fetch it afterwards. It was so funny. Oh, but that's what I was just going to say about rugby. It was in the point. It was going to be
Yeah.
Scotland won.
Well, it's like I was reading in the papers today
On
that, that the Scotland coach didn't back the final point scorer's kick to go in.
Really?
Yeah, he said as soon as he saw the kick, he just thought, no,
Turned away.
that's it. That's
disgusting.
game over. We've lost it.
Yeah.
And nope, he managed to score
I
it.
assume it was
So-
Greg Laidlaw that took the kick.
Duncan Weir.
Oh, Duncan Weir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, good on you. Good on you, Duncan.
Bring
I
it
know.
on to football now, seeing as we have lots of topics about football.
Yeah, well, I would say it's
Strongest
a huge,
sport.
It's a huge. Yeah, it's a strongest sport. You're no, it's a severe.
Yeah, I
difference.
know. Although,
It's a
should we
good
not-
to the podcast.
I think we should just go to this one more
I thought the
thing
ice
before we
hockey
go
section was
to
quite good.
football. Is Jason Collins becoming the first openly gay basketballer to play, well, sports American sports person to play in American sporting leagues.
Yeah,
That's
it's
massive.
It's an important boost, especially ahead of the linebacker from Missouri, who I've forgotten his name now. It's going to kill me.
Yeah, I know. He's just a way up for the draft as well.
Yeah, I think it's a huge boost for him because he's
done it at the start of his career.
on every
as well.
draft board, he was at least second round, if not higher. So, it's a big push for him to be like, hopefully.
Well, I'm pretty sure he was like in a lot of the fantasy drafts. He was rated almost number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Well, I remember
just hopefully because he's came out, hopefully it doesn't put any of the teams off.
because there was also a big doubt about the fact that Jason Collins came out and then wasn't signed. And, was it because he was gay? And to be honest, I think it was because, no offense to the guy, he was never the best player.
No, he was just kind of a...
He set the screens, he got the boards.
Yeah, just worked hard.
He worked hard,
He was
yeah.
a grafter.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
he did, really.
So, it's good. It's definitely good he's in the league.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
huge
he's only
boost.
signed a 10-day contract.
Yeah, but he played at the weekend,
Mhm.
and his highlight play was one of the boys missed a free throw, and he managed to punch out his own guy. But that's Jason Collins.
Yeah.
That's the way he plays.
But then, I mean, it's good to see that quite a few other people have started to come out in their own sports as well. I mean, Robbie Rogers came out as well, the soccer player for the LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
Peter Trzczewski as well. Peter Trzczewski came out as a footballer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And, well, Tom Daly's kind of come out as well, so...
He did a YouTube video.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, he said,
I'm dating a man.
he said I'm dating a man, but I still like girls.
So he's bi.
Bye.
Yeah.
He's a greedy pig.
I was about to say greedy, and I thought that's insensitive. So I let more say.
So, yeah.
I'm glad you think along the same lines.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I just keep it deep inside.
but I suppose it's good for other athletes to see that, like, their colleagues are
Like
starting
I can
to-
understand why it might be an awkward situation because you're in the locker room and that, but even then,
I think they're not.
they're not
just
animals.
Just
I
just
see
because
cock,
he's
I
gay doesn't
want
mean
it,
every
you know?
cock.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly.
That's definitely a good move. Especially, it kind of restored my faith after the whole Sochi Russian scenario
Mhm.
of Putin being a cunt.
Did
So,
you not shake someone's hand that was a lesbian and didn't know?
Putin clapped the figure skaters, which, no offence, there's probably a percentage that are gay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What was his
Putin-
clap like?
Oh, he was.
Was it like a?
It was a
I'm
one.
not gonna clap really loud, but was it like a? Or was it like a?
I think
it's more like slapping the
I think
thighs
no,
with
no. He
something.
kind of he seemed to air clap quite a lot.
Oh, like
Like make the noise, not make the
but
noise.
not
like
join
that.
in with the rest of the people.
Yeah.
But rise above.
Because he's
them.
above.
Like almost the puppet clap. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like fucking Team America style.
well, I was gonna go with Thunderbirds, but okay.
That's the same thing. Yeah. So
Every beaver.
there you go. On to football because
Yeah.
let's be honest,
Let's be
we
honest.
he claimed to be good at it.
Well, no, Stuart's Socky segment was very well not rehearsed.
Oh yeah,
was
no,
it?
totally, man.
I watched
Yeah,
it.
very
I
good.
watched it.
Yeah. No, yeah, and your hockey stuff was top notch.
Yes, thank you.
No problem, man.
Can we do some NHL stuff sometime?
Totally, man.
I
See-
love
when the season comes back.
Or some sort.
Well, the NHL.
No, I think we should. I'd look because we all called it the sports folk
Yeah.
rather than the football folk, which was originally.
Well, the NHL's it's been off for the last 2 weeks, obviously, since Sochi's been on.
Mhm.
It should. I think it's starting up in the next.
Yeah, well, I think it's on ESPN here now.
no,
on BT
it's
Sport?
on. It's on Premier Sports.
Oh god,
Some
I have to pay for
crappy
that.
So I
Irish
thought it would be on
channel.
Eurosport.
Is it on
No.
Eurosport?
It used to be on ESPN,
Yeah.
yeah.
It used to be on ESPN America.
And now
And
it's
then-
now it's MUTV now, 418.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then ESPN America got bought over by BT,
Mm-hmm.
so that's with them, and they don't have the coverage because Premier Sports. I
Right.
believe.
I'll try and pick it up because I used to love
We'll
it.
find it somewhere.
I mean, I've got the NHL app, so I kind of watch all the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
might consider getting like the half-season package and
Yeah.
start watching some games.
Anyway, without,
Try and include
without
every
further
sport.
ado,
Yeah,
we'll speak about football.
Football channel.
And I'll say the Sunday morning was made exciting by both my hangover and the fact that the qualifying groups came out for the Euros.
Yeah.
And I think it's safe to say that we aren't quite fucked, but we're kind of like, we've been lubed up. We're not quite fucked, but we're kind of halfway there. Because we've got Germany, Ireland, Poland, Georgia, and Gibraltar.
Oh my god,
So-
Danny Higginbottom!
Yeah, we're going to play that Higginbottom. So
Well,
Gibraltar,
we spoke about last week.
yeah, we did. Gibraltar, we should get Danny Higginbottom on. I'm going to tweet him. Danny, keep speaking about you. So Japan and Georgia, surely we should have 6 points out of
Well, you get 6 points out of them. Poland, I
we
think
should,
we get...
no, we should though, because even that great team that almost qualified got beat by Georgia.
Yeah, in the
Mm.
second last game away
Yeah.
from home.
Poland, I don't give us much of a chance, to be honest.
Poland are
They've got good attacking wise,
vastly-
defending wise.
Yeah,
they've
but
got
they've
Piszczek,
got more.
that's about it.
They've got a good
solid.
they've got a good selection
Oh,
of keepers,
keepers,
as
yeah.
well.
So I think Poland are the right team because they're solid at the back. They're solid enough. Haven't got that special play, but solid enough. And then Błaszczykowski and Lewandowski, Obranick.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And whereas Scotland in defence usually play fucking Andy Webster, Gary Caldwell.
Career seems to play for some fucking reason.
It's,
So-
at the
Vera
moment,
still
in
seems
the
to play
moment
for
it
League
seems to be Hutton, Grant Hanley, Gordon Greer, and who's left back?
Whitaker was a couple
Whitaker.
of times.
Whitaker.
Yeah.
Or possibly Lee Wallace, but I believe he was left out of the.
Lee Wallace, he
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
like calling
yeah,
up
yeah,
these
yeah.
It was
scores.
a shame because this was our Rangers.
Because I think all the Rangers
friend.
fans were going a bit
Yeah,
skeptical.
Exactly, because Lee Wallace was promised that he'd still get chosen if he stayed at Rangers and played in League Two.
Mm.
I
But
think he's still good enough to be there. He's probably the best left back we have.
He's probably the best. He's
Best
arguably the best left.
he's the best genuine left back we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
But who's the Inverness Cali left back at the moment?
Shinnie.
Graham Shinnie.
Graham Shinnie. He's been
Nah,
playing
I
amazing.
rate Adam Robertson. You know, Dundee United young guy.
Mm,
I
yeah,
rate
actually,
him higher.
No, he is in the
He
squad.
got-
Yeah, he's in the
selected
squad, but
for
he
this.
doesn't play. Hopefully, he'll
Well,
play.
there was another Dundee United boy because he was at Ryan Gold,
Gary-
Andy Robertson, and there's
Gary-
someone.
John
Gary
Stewart
Mackay,
called up to
Stephen
under
Pickett.
21s.
Gary Mackay did Stephen didn't make it. What did you say?
John Stewart called up to the under 21s.
John Stewart, and there's someone else that shared a flat in Dundee.
Stuart
Because they all play for
Armstrong?
Dundee United, and I can't remember. He's either a left back or a right back or something.
And
And he got phoned up before the squad was announced. This is the story.
is
It
it
was
Keith,
in the back of the
Keith
Sun or some
Watson?
sort.
That's Dixon, isn't it? If I think the story you're talking about,
Paul Dixon's down in England now. I think
That's
he's,
it, yeah,
he's at
exactly.
Huddersfield.
No, it was definitely a Dundee United player. He
Yeah.
was a young Dundee United player, and he said he was getting put into the Scotland squad before the squad got announced. When it did get announced, Andrew Robertson, who's his flatmate, got put in the squad ahead of him after being told. I mean, he was apparently in tears and stuff about it. So
That's pretty good.
I don't know. Imagine getting told, "Oh, you're going to."
You're
You're
gonna
gonna
represent your
Scotland
country.
team. Yeah.
Exactly.
But so yeah, and then obviously Ireland, who are arguably a better team than us.
Yeah, arguably, but you
But
can
they've got
see,
two
you can see a
managers. They've got
result
two new
coming.
managers. So.
You can.
Yeah, but then you know it's like Martin O'Neill is a hell of a manager.
Yeah.
He could take a team and
Wow.
run with it.
And I'm sure Roy Keane could be a hell of a motivator as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's probably the point of it.
Yeah, and then of course
It'll
Germany.
be a bit of good cop, bad cop, I think, with O'Neill and Roy Keane. It'll be a bit of Craig Brown and Archie. Kinda
Yeah, I
going
can
on
see
there.
that. Yeah, I think Keane's been there and done it as a player
Yeah.
quite recently as well,
Yeah.
so he can kind of.
But-
take
But
I still think we can get victories at home against Republic of Ireland and Poland. Maybe not away. I mean, I'd take a draw away. In Poland
I
and
think
Ireland.
I
we'd
think we're
be
maybe
decent to hold them. I think Ireland, we could
yeah.
provide a
We
shock for
we play
Ireland.
better
yes.
against bigger teams at home. I think.
I think the main thing that we've got is obviously the Euros are expanding to 24.
Yeah.
That's going to be the first
That
one
gives
next
us a
time,
chance.
Yeah.
which means it's going to be what was it? It's
We're
nine
going to be
groups,
beaten to like a knockout sort of
So it's-
round
yeah.
if we finish third.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
That's
the
alright.
top. The top. Fuck, I did have it written down somewhere, but it's the top third finishers.
So how much? What is it based on points out of all the groups?
Yeah, I think
So like
I'm
they've
pretty sure it's the
amalgamated to
same.
one league.
It's the same as it was last time,
Yeah.
except there'll be more playoffs
Yeah.
rather than just a couple.
Just like four or whatever. No.
And there'll be
two-
more than that, I think,
two.
because there's 9 groups, I believe, and there's
24 slots. So
and
that'd
there's
be-
24 slots. So your top 2 is gonna be 18, which means it'll be 6 more. So yeah,
3 games each. Or
Yeah,
3
the-
games, should I say?
yeah,
3 playoffs.
yeah. So
What do we think the kind of starting lineup will be? Like Strachan will go with for. Kind of
You only ever place one striker for a start.
Yeah.
So
the
it's
problem-
either Fletcher
yeah.
or Rhodes.
The problem.
Did
the
Rhodes
problem
not
I
get
have-
left out though?
Yeah.
No, I think he's in the squad. I think.
Because I thought
I
Strachan
would
said
play
that I've got no time for him. He's not in any of my plans for the Scotland team.
Well, I
Yeah,
can't
'cause he might
understand
be
that
looking
because
at
he's
Lee
included
Griffiths.
Stephen Fletcher. Stephen Fletcher turned his back on Scotland, did he not?
Yeah.
For some
but
considerable time, and
But
he
then
hasn't
Levine
scored in
managed
that.
to get him to come back.
I know, but it's so stupid. He hasn't scored in I don't know how many games. It's ages since he scored.
He probably is one of the best strikers we have though.
Exactly.
Technically,
Remember,
anyway.
we're Scotland, okay? We don't have the wealth of talent to pick from
yeah, I
that
know.
Germany
Or you
even
want
a-
someone informed like Ross McCormack. I mean, he scored. And
Granted,
he's
Ross
top
McCormack is
scorer.
playing well, yeah.
Oh, totally.
He's in the squad.
Even
I'm pretty
players, even like Chris Boyd, he's been banging in
Exactly.
the
Chris Boyd
you know.
is a
I
fire.
would
may.
personally, I would never go back to Chris Boyd because he's too old now. He won't play in 2016.
No, that's good.
He'll probably retire by now. There is no point unless he's a proper talent that's going to qualify. I think we're better off going for
A late
Steve Fletcher.
bloomer.
A late bloomer by fucking
United will sign him.
Yeah,
Surely.
fucking right.
Anyway, so yeah, your first 11 for Scotland. So what are you thinking? Alan McGregor, obviously.
Gordon goals.
Gordon.
Craig
Craig
Gordon is
Gordon
retired.
was on the.
I love
no,
the
it's
back
not.
Craig.
He's on sports scene.
He was on Sky Sports as well.
Was he?
When Hearts played whoever they played. at the
Because
weekend.
he's an ex-Hartsman though.
Yeah, no, but he's working his way back. He's hoping to get about 10 games at the end of the season
Oh, sweet.
somewhere.
That's good. I'm
anywhere.
glad.
That's
That's
good.
good.
I'd still say Alan McGregor. Alan McGregor's had more games.
I'm actually
I'm
going to put David
Marshall.
Marshall.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to say who's the better keeper because I mean Marshall's been top
McGregor-
class for
McGregor
Marshall's
Marshall,
kicked Cardiff.
McGregor Marshall is really close, but McGregor has that edge that makes other people not like him. I
Yeah.
think Scotland have to fight as a unit and stay solid. I think McGregor being a dick.
But then,
David Marshall should get a start.
but then I mean Marshall, he's got the shot stopping ability that Alan McGregor has, but he's also got the ability to not be a bomb scare when any crosses come in the box.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah,
he's
he's
got a
solid.
point there. You've got a point there.
So I mean that's
Yeah,
kind
so
of
well,
my-
you got your two goalkeepers there. So
yeah, exactly.
I
We've
think
got
it's
a solid basis there anyway.
yeah. So then your defence, well, you're obviously going Stephen Whittaker or what's his other player? I can't even remember his name now.
Well,
Alan
well,
Hutton.
my back four.
Hutton hasn't played this well. I
My-
can't
my
understand why you're putting like a 20-year-old, 9-year-old player that hasn't played in over.
Who else do we have?
Or right back.
We've got to play.
a couple.
Right. I think it depends on what you want from the qualifiers. I think it depends on the team you choose. Because I want a younger team playing together that will hopefully fight through it. And even if they don't qualify 2016, they're set for 2018, the next
Yeah,
World
they'll
Cup.
kind of build towards
Exactly.
another tournament.
Exactly. Rather than throwing in like Kenny Miller for 10 years, he kept getting thrown up front, and it's like, why? He's not great. He works hard, great, but
Yeah.
go for it. So I'd take a ping on Robertson at left back. I'd stay with Hutton because he's still a solid Scottish performer.
I think we need a left back who's actually left-footed for a start.
Well, Robertson now.
So Robertson.
Well, we played Mulgrew a lot left back.
I mean, he played.
He played decent,
okay.
yeah.
I don't think Mulgrew's
I'm
quick
gonna-
enough.
He's not quick
So
enough.
I'm going to play him
No.
as centre back. I'd rather have him
Yeah,
as
I'm
centre
centre
I'd
back.
rather have him, yeah.
And who else are we going to go? Grant
Hanley.
Hanley.
I mean, you've
Hanley.
got a choice of kind of Russell Martin,
Yeah.
Grant Hanley.
Russell
Martin
Martin
plays
right back.
For Norwich he does, but for Scotland he plays centre back. with
I'd
Grant
have him
Hanley
right
for
back
some
then.
reason.
If you want if
Yeah.
you're looking at a young team, have him there. Okay, he's not quick, but
He's got a bit of pace.
he's
got
got-
a
I
bit-
mean,
he's got that 10-yard pace, which is what you need.
I
He's
mean,
a team player as well. He's
yeah.
in Norwich for the
In
year.
Norwich he does a job. He's solid. That's kind of what you're wanting.
And he's not that old. I think he's only about 26, 27.
So
Yeah.
we've got about 4 or 5 defenders there.
So, right, you've
moving
got
on to
those
midfield. So
We're gonna go-
What
we're-
formation are you going to? I'm going to go
I-
Liam Bridcut sitting centre defensive mid. I don't know about 43.
Is Bridcut in the squad?
4-2-3-1.
Uh,
It doesn't
Bridcut,
matter. Just who we
don't
think.
Oh, right, okay.
So 4-2-3-1.
I'd
I would
love-
have Jack.
I'd love to
Ryan
see-
Jack.
Nah.
No, he's not playing well enough.
Well,
He's
he's out injured.
That's,
So
that's,
yeah.
that's Aberdeen glasses coming over.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be. Surely it'll be a 4-5-1. 2 Holden.
Because I would say Darren Fletcher, but
Exactly.
Darren Fletcher's not going to be in the
No,
squad.
he's been included back in the squad. I think
Yeah,
include
the
Darren
squad
Fletcher,
for the
captain of
for the friendlies, but not for
we're
the
speaking about
Euros.
2016 qualifiers.
Yeah, so
You're
he's
gonna
not
have-
going to be the in by then.
You're gonna have Charlie Adams, one of the Holden players.
Yeah,
I reckon it's going to be Scott Brown and Bridcut. I would go
Yeah.
for Scott Brown and Bridcut Holden.
Bridcut's been playing amazing. in
Yeah,
the
I'd
championship.
have Matty Phillips because I want to see him fucking play for
Yeah.
once.
yeah.
Um,
On one
Snodgrass,
side.
other side.
yeah.
I know. I'd have Gary Mackay-Steven on one
I'd
side.
have Gary Mackay-Steven on one side and
Yeah.
Snodgrass on
It's
the other.
difficult because there's
Yeah.
all these players.
You also got
Mackay
James
Stevens never
Forrest
played for
as well.
Scotland.
I don't
James
rate,
Forrest
I
is
don't rate
always
Forrest.
no, he's
I
pathetic.
like the
sorry.
players to have a neck.
I would
So-
put Forrest on the bench, maybe just as an impact kind of player, just because
He's
he's got pace.
Yeah.
Who would be playing that like behind the striker role then? 'Cause Maloney's out. I'm not including
No,
Maloney.
I
We've got
Yeah.
James Morrison. He's still a bit old.
James Morrison.
I like James Morrison. Again, I'm going for a building team. So
He just doesn't get.
Who's
I-
that Dundee United player?
who
Who
played
plays
Stuart Armstrong and Gold.
Stuart Armstrong. There we go.
I would go for probably Gold or.
I would have Johnny
I'd
Russell
like-
sitting up.
I'd like to give Barry Bannon a pop as a further up
Yeah,
player. He worked well when he played right mid a couple of months ago.
And
I'd give him a more advanced role.
this is
I'd go
Aberdeen
for it.
glasses as well. I think he
Paul-
should get in the squad. He won't make the first team, but
He should
as
go
a
in
bench
due
player
to
anyway.
work. For his work
Well,
rate,
I think
he
Paul
deserves
has
it.
done a job in centre mid. I don't think it's his best position, but he can play off the striker. He can play on the wing.
I don't think he's a winger. I think he's done
He
a great
works-
job this
yeah.
season playing off the striker and adding that extra man, making the run past the defenders, and just he's popped up with a few goals.
Exactly. This is exactly what I said last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
He comes in with pivotal goals.
Yeah.
You watching all the games that Aberdeen have played.
I mean,
he scored a goal.
The prime
that
example
makes
is
teams
the Celtic
work.
semi-final, and just pretty much walked through the defence, got the ball
Barry
played
Robson
through to him
chips it
from
over,
Barry
yeah.
Robson, and
Mm.
just it was
Yeah.
a cool finish as well. I'll give him
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Pops it
I
in right
think
underneath
Pollock's kind of that guy that if you're going to build a team, I think you put him in there.
it.
Yeah, he's not going to start, but every team needs that bench. That
I would have Ryan Jack in there then.
I'd have Ryan Jack in the back bench, yeah. Also because he's such a utility player, he's kind of like John O'Shea, but without the centre back bit.
Yeah.
You know, he can play centre mid, he can play a bit of right
Phil,
mid. Like
he's
that.
he used to play right back and then he got moved up to
Moved
right
to
mid and then he
mid,
shifted into
yeah,
centre mid.
exactly.
So
He's done a
yeah,
job.
I mean,
everywhere.
if you want quite a young team, surely that top three is
Johnny
going to be
Russell
more
up
or
front.
less Dundee
Dundee's.
United base.
yeah,
You're
because
going to
they're all
have Ryan
really
Gold,
lost.
Stuart Armstrong, Gary Mackay-Steven in there.
Yeah.
Mix up with maybe Pollitt if he can get in there, and whatever
I
Premier
just-
League players he wants.
Again, I'd throw in Phillips and Bannon.
Yeah.
I do like Armstrong. To be fair, yeah, I just say that attacking mid three is really
Yeah.
solid for Dundee.
You got really
And Armstrong's I think Mackay Stevens what 22,
22,
Armstrong
22, 21,
19.
19.
Yeah.
No, 18.
18,
For goal.
yeah.
He turned 18 in January.
Yeah. So I mean, like, that's why they are creating so many chances and scoring so many goals.
They just got
this
electricity.
season. And then that's about it. Up front, what are we thinking?
Johnny Russell.
No, I'm not going to put Johnny Russell
Why
up front.
not?
I'm going to go with Jordan Rhodes.
Jordan-
He's been a proven
I-
goal scorer in
I
the
So is
think-
Johnny Russell. Have you seen Johnny Russell this
Yeah.
season?
I think I would go for Jordan Rhodes because he's not just done it this year like Johnny Russell has. He did it last
year
year.
on year upon
Well,
year.
he's not that old.
I know, but he still was.
He had his breakthrough.
I can't understand why no
Solid
BPL
foot.
sides signed him up. I mean,
Because Blackburn are wanting like
15
9
mil.
They were
on
wanting
average.
like 9 mil for him.
I mean, the
that's
problem
still
is,
right. I mean, well, you look at Aston Villa. What was it? Aston Villa or Cardiff invested 7.5 million in Andreas Cornelius, and he hasn't played a game.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
fine.
don't want to play him.
But
I
yeah,
don't understand
yeah,
that.
exactly.
They've got Cameron Jones now, so Cornelius is definitely
Yeah,
going to get a game.
exactly. Well, I think we definitely got the shit group out of the home nations because
definitely
Wales
Standard.
Wales is semi-decent.
Wales are a decent group. Belgium are obviously at the top. Bosnia are a decent team when you look at their squads.
Well,
Yeah, but
that
decent
group
players.
straight away, Belgium, Bosnia.
Yeah.
Israel can be a difficult game.
Israel could be difficult.
And
They've
it's-
got
and
players.
it's Cyprus in
Really
the
good-
door,
Yeah.
so again,
Yeah.
throwaways.
England have the easiest group of
well,
all.
actually, I don't think you. Someone else, but England, yeah. Switzerland, Slovenia, Estonia, Lithuania, San Marino. If they don't come out of that group, they should just quit football and give
Yeah,
us
altogether.
Stephen Colbert.
Switzerland will give them a good game.
Yeah.
Switzerland will give a good game. I think
They'll come
Slovenia will
second.
as well.
Yeah.
But
I like the kind of model that Switzerland have within their team as well. They've got a lot of young guys coming in, like, for example, like your Granit Xhaka, Xherdan Shaqiri, Haris Seferovic
Yeah.
as well.
I was going to say him.
So I mean, they're a good model of a team to
Mhm.
maybe try and look
yeah,
at.
I think the second place battle in that group would be quite interesting.
Yeah,
Between
definitely.
Switzerland and
What
Slovenia.
about
With Lithuania, can I find what?
So we've got
And then Northern Ireland, who, if they weren't so bad, would win that group. Hungary, who I don't rate. Romania, I don't rate. Finland.
Finland,
Yeah.
Mona
I don't know
Finland.
if you just scream there.
Sue me.
Faroes and Greece. So Greece there.
Greece will go in because
Yeah.
Greece have been
I just
quiet, but they've won games.
Hungary have an alright team actually. They've got Balas Jacek, you've got who else have you got front? You got
No, but they were top seed in that group.
We've
No,
got
sorry, they were
Shabal
second.
Kushti.
Hushti.
From
You've also got
Hamburg.
Yeah.
this is the big guy up front. Plays for Schalke.
Adan Shalai.
Adan
Yeah.
Shalai
And
as
then
well.
we've got Christian Nemeth to come off the bench as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Well,
a decent
he's
If
been
you
on
look
the
at
go for
Greece,
years.
Greece for getting to
Oh
the
yeah,
World Cup,
Greece are definite.
they won. What they played 10 games and scored 10 goals. So they're not a prolific side, but they
Mm.
got into the Olympics, the World Cup.
The thing with Northern Ireland
So-
though is, I think they'll give it a good go. I mean, They give Portugal a good run for their money in their last qualifiers.
I mean, they got a new manager as well. Yeah, I can't remember who stepped down.
Nigel Worthington. I
Nigel
think it
Worthington
was,
stepped down. There's now Michael. Oh God, I forgot his name.
Someone.
It's someone. He said the draw was feasible.
Oh yeah, because it got piss easy.
Michael O something.
Yeah, it's Michael or
Yeah.
something. But,
At least we'll see one Aberdeen player there now again.
Yep.
is there anything to
Yeah.
add on the qualifiers?
Not supposed to Euros, to be honest. Do you think Scotland are getting through that group then?
I think so. I think we can get into either the playoffs or the second place.
I think playoffs are.
I'm going to shout it.
Playoffs,
I
playoffs
think-
feasible.
I think third
Yeah.
place.
Do a bet
playoff.
on it. I won't do it right now, but
Yeah. I
I
think
think
Do you even
Qualify.
think the betting's open for that yet?
they're probably
Yeah,
25 to
probably.
1. 10 to 1,
England,
something like that.
England,
500 to 1 to get out of the group.
Why not
Scotland.
What
To get out of the group
qualify?
at all. To get out of the group at all.
Are they actually?
Yes.
Jeez.
Well,
That's worth a punt.
I'm definitely
£1.
going that then after we record this. England are obviously going to get through. What about Wales?
I'm thinking
Are
maybe-
They've got Andorra.
They'll come
You got
third.
Belgium, Bosnia, Israel, Cyprus, and Andorra.
Yeah.
Wales,
Third place
in,
playoff. I think.
yeah, because Wales in the World Cup playoffs, group stages.
Just
So they've
purely
got
thanks
Ramsey,
to Gareth
Bale.
Bale.
Yeah,
And Ramsey.
I think if
probably
Ramsey
top
comes
one.
back fit,
Yeah.
then that team's going to be solid.
Who've Wales got up front for them?
Simon
Vokes
Church.
and Church.
Vokes.
What else you got? What's his
Robert
fifth,
Earnhart.
You've got
Plays for
Craig.
Notts Forest. What's his
Craig,
name?
what's his face? Craig, who plays for Bolton as well.
Rob Earnshaw.
There's Rob Earnshaw plays
Is he not
somewhere now.
done?
He's in America, I think.
Yeah, he's
Is he?
retired.
I
think he's done, yeah. Same with Bellamy. Bellamy's gone now.
Bellamy.
Yeah, he's gone. So, yeah.
I don't know about Wales. It's a bit of a difficult one to call.
Wales are
Obviously, we don't want no offense to Ireland, but we don't really want them to go through.
I'd really seen them.
To be fair though, Wales are kind of producing better players all the time. If you've got a team like base players around, kind of like Bale, Ramsey, you've got players like Ben Davies coming through at Swansea.
Yeah, you got solid centre backs.
Yeah,
Ashley
Ashley
Williams,
Williams.
yeah, exactly.
Well, Ashley Williams is now 30, so
Yeah,
by the time 2016 comes along,
Yeah.
You'll still be
30,
playing.
he'll probably
You'll still
be.
playing.
Well,
no, of course you'll still be playing.
James Collins still be. I don't think he'll maybe make.
I-
if they
I
qualify,
can see
they'll
If
be.
James
you make
Collins
the
getting
qualifiers, but I'm not sure if
Yeah.
you make the World Cup.
Yeah,
I don't think so. The Euros, I don't think he'll be actually. in the
yeah,
squad.
I'd agree with that.
Oh, they got Kanu. Up
Yeah,
front.
Robson can.
Yeah, Hal Robson.
He's a winger,
can,
though.
Yeah,
No,
they'll probably have Chris Gunter or Adam Matthews right back.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, good point.
Joe
Yeah.
Ledley in midfield.
Yeah, Joe, it is a decent team.
It's not bad,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a team.
So
They might be able to
they
shout.
might get if they can find a proven striker, they could be a little bit of a force.
I
I reckon they'll play.
whenever I manage them
They
in
probably
FIFA,
They
I always
probably-
put
just put
4-2-3-1.
Bale,
Bale.
Put Bale, Ramsey playing off a Bale,
Hal Robson, Cano on one wing, and then somebody pacey on the other.
someone
one.
else. Yeah, no, totally.
So I was going to bring it away from international talk, and the big story I've got this week is Madrid take the lead in La Liga as Barca and Atletico Madrid suffer heavy defeats away. I think the reason behind their big loss. So Barca went to Real Sociedad.
Mm-hmm.
They got thrashed 3-1.
Yeah.
It was pretty big. It could have been 5 or 4-1. And Atletico got thrashed 3-0 by Osasuna, which is a big.
That's
it's
pretty big, yeah.
It's the worst result. I think the main reason for this is because of the Champions League football. And it's not.
Aye, well,
Not a big
Barcelona
enough break
played
between-
and Madrid didn't, so could just be next week.
no,
Could
Madrid
it-
did play. Barca played. Barca played on the Tuesday night. Madrid
Barca
played on the.
Tuesday. Yeah.
They both played on the Tuesday night.
Wait, did they?
Yeah, because Atletico won 1-0 at AC.
Madrid don't play till next week.
No, the
Atletico
Milan.
Madrid, not Real.
I was talking about Real.
Oh right. Oh.
No, but Real won.
Real won.
Two teams
so-
that lost with Atletico.
Yeah, but I'm
Barca
talking about
was
this is Champions League.
Oh,
So in Real haven't got Champions League yet.
Yeah.
I'm playing the Champions. It could overturn it next week.
Yeah, it could
Because they
overturn
might not
it
have the
next
fitness.
week.
I think the excuse for it may well be the excuse they use. I think the excuse that you can't play 2 games
In
a
a
few
match
days.
Days.
When you've got the squad, Atletico, I could maybe buy.
Yeah.
The squad's a lot smaller. A team like Barcelona, if that's their excuse, it's true. And they won't be using that excuse.
No.
But
Well, I mean, Sociedad are a really good team. I mean, they performed well this season.
they're
The
one of
problem
those cool teams to watch with Griezmann and they still
Vela,
They're
yeah.
like the
Seferovic.
Newcastle of their league. They're the sort of ones that'll take points off you if you go.
the old Newcastle, not this shit.
Yeah, well,
Well, the Newcastle at the start of the season.
Newcastle with Kabay.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Kabay, Remy,
That's
a fit Ben Arthur that was
Actually, that's a good point about Newcastle. Anyway, fun fact for you, all. The 10 games that Remy hasn't played in this season, Newcastle haven't won.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah,
They haven't won
I mean,
because he pops up with the goals.
they just lack that strike force
Yeah.
when he's not there.
Right, he scored the last minute winner
Yeah.
for them at the
Yeah,
weekend.
it was a
So
good
he,
Good
he's
finish as well.
But I think La Liga's a very interesting league this year because you've got Atletico, Barca and Real Madrid all on the same points up until this weekend, of course.
Yeah.
But they could obviously drop points here and
I
there.
think it's been good for both Spanish and English football this year.
Yeah.
Because obviously the English
It's
league
really
is
tight, it's just random.
and yeah.
Whereas I'm going to switch it to Eredivisie, and Ajax are running away with it. What's that? 19 points clear.
It's
Yeah.
funny because obviously we watched the
Ajax.
Ajax in Europa League
Yeah,
on Thursday.
Salzburg
They got
game.
destroyed.
That
What was
awful.
it? 3-0 down in 35 minutes.
Yeah.
30 or something, was it not?
It was pretty.
Yeah.
It was pretty pathetic.
It's also quite funny because Vitesse were kind of running away with it for a little bit.
Yeah, they were
as well.
first and they dropped back to second. They were
Yeah.
fifth or sixth
No,
or
no,
fourth.
no, it's Chelsea beat, boys.
Yeah.
Chelsea feeders.
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
no, they've lost. They didn't get Pearson back on loan, did they?
Yeah, it did.
Piazon, yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
but
he's
they've-
still there.
But they've still got obviously like Christian Atsu and I think Patrick Van Aanholt's there.
Yeah, Patrick Van
Yeah,
Aanholt's there.
so-
There's a few
They
players
got
that they still got.
they got Traore from Chelsea
Yeah,
as well,
Traore
on loan.
who signed in January and then
Yeah.
went immediately out on loan.
Mm-hmm.
What about Salah? Did Salah not go out to Mohamed
Salah?
No, he was on the bench.
He's
this
just on the
weekend.
bench,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
They're going to start drafting him in slowly. I mean, I think he'll be a really good
Well,
player.
because I think that was the right move for them because obviously Matt, he wants a winger.
Yeah.
So ditching Matt, who's a
Like
number
his old
10.
sort of Robin
Yeah,
sort of player.
totally.
To be honest, I think the only reason they bought him in was just because
Played really well against
just
them.
because he beat them by himself for Basel twice.
But I think it's part of that. But also when someone beats you like he did,
Yeah,
you go, he's a good player. Go on.
Yeah. Well, it's exactly what happened with Ronaldo. I mean, they all went to a pre-season friendly with Sporting Lisbon.
He was always getting
Was
sick.
he? I thought the story
Nah.
behind it was
It
first
says
they
it-
didn't want to play it. Like
It says
all
it
the
in
defenders
Fergie's
went-
book.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
I
Although
thought
like,
the story
it could be Fergie going, I knew already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, because I thought the story was they were all on the plane back home and they all went up to the boss and like, we really don't want to play someone like that again. Like, buy him up before someone else does.
Yeah.
It could be, yeah, as Guy said, it could well be the story like Fergie's trying to big himself up even more.
Yet
Yeah,
again.
what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Shout out to Fergie.
so Serie A then, Juventus top with that's 9 points clear.
Yeah, they've won it, I think. I mean,
Yeah, well they've only lost once.
Roma doesn't have the depth of squad that Juve do.
Mhm.
Inter Milan have been somewhat stuttery.
Inter Milan,
Milan
Milan are ninth. So
The
your
only-
top,
yeah.
your top four that you would think could normally finish are not going to be the normal top four.
Fiorentina are near the top four.
Fiorentina are
Yeah.
fourth.
Yeah.
It's quite funny though, just because AC just looks so good on paper, and they just haven't been able to do anything.
I think they're a team that need to click first.
Yeah.
Balotelli's so lazy. It is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
no, I'm not buying that. The past about 4 or 5 games I've seen him play, he's been working his ass off.
The games
You know-
I've seen him
you
play,
know-
he's just not done anything.
Remember when he was in the Euros last for Italy? No,
Yeah.
he was the World
Yeah.
Cup for Italy.
Oh
Euros,
yeah,
Euros.
he worked so
Euros.
hard
He's-
against Germany. Yeah,
when I
I
see him
remember
play
that.
now, he works like that back.
Yeah.
He
I think it's a
works
change
like
of
that.
atmosphere as well, and the players
I think
around
he
him.
wants to play there,
Yeah.
which is a huge difference. I think when he played for City, he wanted to play good football, and now he just wants to win games.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I would be as well. Ninth
Which is
position
great.
for a Milan team.
Well, he's a talisman for that squad.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Kazuki-
does-
The,
he
the,
does score
the
the
entrance
goals
of
for them.
Kazuki Honda, I think they would have been second, bottom half of the table if they hadn't bought in Honda.
No, Honda's.
Honda didn't come in until last month. So.
I know, but they've won. I'm pretty sure they've won or drawn all their games, bar.
Yeah,
Unless Honda's
Honda's
second.
a steal.
I mean,
Yeah.
they've made
For
some
free
kind-
as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've made some quite key additions. They brought in Adil Rami as well.
Yeah.
If he can, if he plays better than he did at Valencia anyway, then he could be a good addition.
Exactly.
Hopefully
Have they not
solidify
got
that
Essien
bit.
as well now?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
So
So,
So-
you've got like him and De Jong holding.
animals.
Yeah,
just-
exactly.
Animals.
They're just obviously. Is it Berlusconi that owns them?
Berlusconi
Yeah,
owns
yeah.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
Berlusconi's just gone right. Boys, you're not underperforming. Yeah, just spread the money. Spread the money in the ladies. That's what Berlusconi does. Speaking about signings, I was going to bring up this topic. So I've got a couple of worst signings of the season so far, and best signings. What I think. Does anybody want to name their worst signing of the year and see if it's on my list?
My worst signing would be Marwan Fellaini.
Yeah, I was going to shout.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I've
gonna
been
shout
Fellaini then. Fellaini was signed for 27.5 million.
Yeah,
What
Fellaini's
a
pretty
waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary?
Going to be controversial here. I'm going to say Ozil.
Yeah.
Ozil. I did have Ozil down,
Because
but then I
the
took
way-
him off.
The first couple of months, yeah, he was at Spark, but I think they could have spent 40 million on any quality player and had that same spark. Ozil, when he played against United, when he's played the last couple of weeks, he's looked
I think
shit.
fixture congestion is just destroyed.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, he's a professional footballer.
Exactly.
He should be
It's
at
not
that
like he's
level.
come in at 18 and gone, oh shit, the speed of the game.
He's what, 24?
He's
25?
24. He's 24 years
Should be
old.
dealing with that.
Like
He's
he's
played for, was it
he's
Werder
been-
Bremen he was signed from?
Yeah.
German league, much more physical. I'd say.
Exactly.
I mean,
and he
he's
went to
been
Spanish
playing-
league where he
yeah.
had a lot of games to play with as Real Madrid. So,
And it's
shouting congestion, I don't buy it from footballers where it's that kind of thing.
And the thing is, he's been playing at the highest level for such a long time as well. Real Madrid,
Exactly.
German national team for a long time
Yeah.
now as well, and obviously Werder
Yeah,
Bremen.
exactly. Again, if he'd been 18, 19 and he just came to the squad totally, they'd play
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
games, it can be difficult.
Yeah,
When
for
you've got
someone that
6 years to get your fitness to that level, plus he's probably been working to be a footballer his entire life.
Yeah.
You know, he looks lazy a lot of times, which I know is a kind of hipster thing to say about Ozil, but he's lazy.
Yeah, he looks, when he gets the ball, he looks so nonchalant. He's just like, yeah, what?
It's
Yeah,
not so
what
much
up?
that-
I've got the ball.
I actually like that because that's his kind of composure. His natural confidence of I can do
I could
this.
just play this
But then
ball.
there's
and
times
But
just-
then
Yeah.
that loses it because English Prem is press.
Yeah.
Keep pressing the player. That's how most
I think-
teams have beaten each
I think it's the
other.
same problem that Robin to an extent had, was it, and Valencia had in his second season for
Yeah.
United, was when you've only got one foot, which he basically does. I'm like, it seems like a basic thing, but I'm going to show him on his right foot.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, there's times when he looks so relaxed, and it doesn't pay off. For a prime example was the penalty against Bayern Munich the other night.
Oh,
The,
don't even
um,
talk about it.
Matt obviously can't. Matt's going to just cry to himself
Die
in
a
the corner.
little bit inside.
But that's a pet peeve of mine, is that shitty little run up. When Ronaldo did it for United, I hated it. He'd score a lot.
Don't stutter.
Yeah, just
It loses all momentum.
the only problem for him is he doesn't have a very powerful shot. But even then, don't fucking start.
Should I-
Even then,
Against
he's
one-
a
against-
professional
so
footballer.
Probably the
probably
world's
just
best
take-
goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Should be
Don't
just
be
taking a
upset.
proper run up and either placing or smashing it.
You should
into the
smash it. Neuer won't save a smash if it's placed properly.
The thing is, just pick a corner, hard and low, or down the middle.
And not Ozil.
Simple. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Do you not have Cazorla on? Cazorla's proven. Yeah, we had Cazorla on, and
Podolski, did you have Podolski?
No.
Podolski wasn't playing.
Because
Jack Wilshere?
the claim, yeah,
Yeah.
Bush was on. The claim was
probably take
the
it.
claim was that Giroud and Arteta weren't on, therefore it fell to Ozil.
Yeah.
But again, Cazorla, free kick specialist. Why not take a pen?
He's taken pens in the past and scored them.
Wilshere's that kind of guy that just goes, fuck it, I can do it. And
Yeah.
scores
So
it.
Wilshere would probably just smash it down
Fucking
the
let
middle.
Sanya take it.
No, let Sonogo take it.
Yeah, get a goal.
Get a goal for him.
Let
So-
Chesney take it.
Freaking hell, Chesney would score it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
He did score
He
one.
did score one. That's why.
When was? Fuck, when
Was
was
it not? I can't remember.
That's going on now. Yeah, but I
It's
remember
FA
him.
Cup,
he
though.
definitely
I remember him
scored one.
stepping up and just
Against
fucking
quality,
picking it. I'm
yeah.
like, yes, that is how you take a pen.
So, Matt, I think he's your worst signing.
Who did I think my worst signing is? Oof. That's a
You
difficult
can
one.
piggyback on Ozil if you want, because you did kind of.
Yeah, well,
Pretty
I
much.
know, but I
I've
don't
got a
know for
list
someone
I
to
just
say.
took down who could just speak about them.
Yeah,
Jason Punchin.
No.
For Palace.
No, I think
He's
a
come
credible
through like.
signing.
Also,
He's been
he's been suspended for comments on Twitter,
Yeah.
which is just the stupidest thing to do.
Oh my god, I still remember him.
Danny
saying that.
Osvaldo.
There you
Okay,
go.
he
That's
scored
thinking
a few goals, but he's an absolute twat.
scored 2 or 3 and he's been sent out back on loan to Battiseria. So in my list I've got Soldado, who's signed for 26
Good point,
million.
yeah.
Example.
Well, that's the reason why I've forgotten about him, because he's a Tottenham player.
Just look at most of the Spurs. That's
Lamella's
Chad
also on
Lee.
there. Capuy, I haven't put
Oh,
on there. Neither Chad Lee.
I was going to say Capui's been
Pretty
decent.
good. So also I've got after Soldado, I've got Jovetic, 22 million. He was signed
Yeah.
for.
He was injured at the beginning of the season.
He's come back for the play games
No,
this week, then.
and he scored.
Yeah.
And Aguero, let's be honest, Negredo was playing great.
Yeah.
And Dzeko keeps coming on and fucking scoring. It lazy fuck. I don't know how he does it.
Did you see his miss though? You see his miss?
Oh,
though?
yeah.
Contender for
Tried
best
to
of
do
the
like
season.
a wee Rabona flick sort of thing, and then took his mashing
Yeah.
it.
Although I think Soldado wins miss in the season. Did you see that? Against
Yes.
it's like, oh my god, that's an open goal. Oh wait, he's put it wide and
It's
high.
an open goal. It's the number 9. It's the finisher. Oh,
He
dear.
let it curl off his right foot and it just spread right. So I've also got, I didn't know how much he signed for, it's undisclosed, but Altidore for Sunderland.
I think
Oh,
on
yeah,
the scores
signed
was
on the
about, it
basis
was
that-
about 10 million. I think.
Yeah,
It
he was signed on the basis that he absolutely stormed in Eredivisie.
Yeah.
But like Swansea signed Bonnie, they thought they'd sign Altidore and he'd bag in the goals, but he just did what he did when he came from back.
Went to
was it
Hull. He went to
Yeah,
Hull.
he
Yeah.
He went to Hull and he played shocking.
Because he had a good World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good
And
World
then
Cup.
came on to Hull and just didn't do anything. He had an odd game where you were like, oh my god, he's strong and fast and can finish, and then he just kind of went away.
Yeah,
So,
so
but is Danny Graham on there?
ones we've already said, Lamela, 25.7 million, which was far too much for a player.
Yeah.
I think I was a big fan of Melon when he was at Roma.
Yeah, so
no,
was I.
But I don't know why they went out and they bought. It's kind of again another hipster thing to say. They bought so much attacking talent and just forgot about the fact that Dawson and Vertonghen are the only good defenders for
Yeah.
that team.
And Vertonghen's always injured.
And
Vertonghen-
Dawson's
Vertonghen,
aging
in
as
fact,
well.
Vertonghen in fact wants to leave. Is
Yeah.
what the next thing he's saying.
Right, so we've also got Fellaini, 27.5, Osvaldo was signed for 15 million. Eti was signed on a free, which I thought was stupid.
He's free.
No,
No,
but
but
the
the amount of
money
money
you're
you're
paying
paying
is to
to
do
do
what
what
he
he's doing.
He's
To
free
be
sport.
fair, he's stepped up the past couple of weeks.
He
scored-
scored something, scores
He
goals.
scored a couple
He
of
sets
goals,
up more
and
goals than you think
did
as
you see
well.
his back heel for
Exactly.
Hazard's goal?
Exactly.
That assist
That's what I
was
was thinking.
fantastic.
We also got Ricky Van Wolfswinkel for 8.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gary Hooper as well.
Gary
Yeah,
Hooper's a
Gary
top scorer.
He was
He's
injured.
okay.
He's come on. He's got.
He's okay. He's done okay.
Cornelius for
but
7.5.
Yeah,
yeah.
So just kind of gone down in the.
What about Nicholas Hellenius for Aston Villa as well?
Yeah, I was going to put him in as well.
I've
No,
got-
but he's only 2 mil or something.
I've got two more as well.
There you go.
I've got two more. One of them's kind of controversial. The other one's definite. Kolo Toure for Liverpool.
Oh no!
Yeah, no.
I
Yeah,
see-
he's
I
had a
can see
shock. He had a shocker in the
Yeah.
last couple of
No.
times he's played.
He's just
The
awful.
The beginning of the season, though.
yeah, he was.
He played really
He
well.
was the boy.
No,
He
he
kept
was the boy.
Liverpool in the game a lot. It's just okay. Yeah, he passed it straight across goal to
no,
Anachabe, and
it's-
yes, he sliced his clearance into the back of his own net.
nah. Just the
But-
Liverpool defence in general. is
And the
just
other
awful.
one?
What did you score?
The other one was he hasn't got much of a game, but Andre Schürrle. As much as I love him as a
I love
player,
him as a
He's
player.
that's a
It's just-
flop.
it's just
Yeah.
it's just a shame that he hasn't.
I don't-
got
I
a
don't know
game.
I don't know if
Hazard's
you
been
can call
too
it a
good for him
flop
to
because
put
he's
in
not played enough.
Yeah.
To be honest,
But 18 million, I mean, that's quite a
that's a
lot.
lot of money. But again, he's
Kevin
not
De Bruyne.
played a lot.
But that was season before.
he
They
was
shifted them away
yeah, he
because
was
they just
already-
thought, no,
Yeah,
fuck
but
it, we
yeah, I
can't
was
play
gonna
it.
say that was
He's already there.
So
though.
best signing season so far. So I put down on loan, loanies Lukaku, Remy, and Gareth Barry.
Yeah,
I believe they've all
I
been
agree
really
there.
signed.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say that.
Lukaku and Remy for the goals. I mean, like as man said, the stat before Remy's been bagging goals. He's in the top 5
scoring
scorers
goals for
of the
fun.
league. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Scoring goals for fun.
And Lukaku as well, obviously. He's
Yeah.
in the top, well, I can't remember, 6 or 7 for goal scorers.
Yeah.
And Gareth Barry, that's a credible loan. I mean, just sitting in the centre defensive mid with
He's worked well for
MacArthur.
them, exactly.
we also got Huddleston, 5 million.
Yeah, Huddleston.
I thought Negredo, the signing by City,
Oh,
even though it was
definitely.
20 mil, I
Yeah.
mean, that's still
Definitely.
amazing.
Yeah.
Flamini on a free, I thought that was a good bit of business.
Yeah,
as
well,
well.
he's been solid for Arsenal when he hasn't been getting himself sent off.
Which is never.
And the two last ones I got Dejan Lovren for Southampton,
Yeah, I was
although he
gonna
has
say
been
that
injured
one.
the past
He's
few
just
years.
coming back, and in fact, there's a lot of pieces going around that are saying why Southampton are going to bounce back now.
Yeah, because
Because Lovren's back.
he was
That Lovren
so-
Fonte partnership was so solid.
Oh,
He scored goals as well.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
they
yeah.
need. They lack the
Yeah,
scoring
I think I'm
mentality.
going to change the font for Lovren this week. I think
Yeah.
I've got some money in the
Yoshida.
bank in the fantasy Premier League.
Get your shit.
Nah, Yoshida's going to get benched for Lovren, I think.
Yeah.
Lovren was on the bench at the weekend. I think
Who else
he's
have they
come
got
back.
centre back then? If you're taking Font and Yoshida out.
You've got-
No, I meant fantasy Premier League. I was going to
Oh,
take Font
yeah,
out
yeah.
and put Lovren in. Because Lovren's only like, what, a mil?
Well, you've got that awful
Yeah.
Dutch guy who played for Celtic.
Josh Hoyland.
Yeah.
Scores on goals for Font.
Yeah, he scores an OG or gets sent off basically every game.
And the last one I've put down that I think is a credible inclusion is Simon Mignolet. I thought it was a great buy.
Okay.
I think it was a good buy to start off with, and now he's
Yeah.
he's like slightly above average goalkeeper.
I mean,
I think they should have gone out and got someone like, if Liverpool want to be a big team, which is obviously what they want to change into, they should have gone out and got Ter Stegen or Leno
I just
or
don't.
someone like
I
that.
just don't think.
Kevin Trapp.
To be fair, the defence doesn't help them at all. They just leak goals
Very
left,
true.
right, and centre.
Yeah, I think there was talk of Skirtle getting a big money move to City. I think it was.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand
No,
that.
so am I. He's the dodgiest player on the planet.
yeah,
He sits in such a weird way. He's too attacking to be a centre back. Sometimes he sits too high up.
I think when you've got
He's
David
Toure,
Keller,
who's-
yeah.
Toure is dodgy. At the
I think when
best
you've got
times.
David Keller, I think anyone looks better than David Keller. So
Or Diego Lugano. Jeez, imagine that. David Kellis and
slow,
Lugano at the
looking
back.
back wherever.
Yeah, God.
Here's another good signing for you. West Brom, Victor Anichebe.
Yeah,
I think that's been a
He's
decent
done-
bit
he's
of
done
business.
well for
Although he
them.
hasn't
He's done
popped
well.
in goals, I mean, he's been there for the team.
he's been there. He
He
works
has
for the
popped
team.
up a few goals.
Yeah.
I mean, probably more than he scored at Everton.
Yeah.
On average.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough to have Steve Clark keep his job. So.
No.
No,
What
obviously
about
not.
Shane Long to Hull?
I think that's
him
an
and
absolute-
him
but
and
that's
Jelavic.
not best signing so far. I mean,
No, but
that's
he's
a tidy signing. Yelovich and Shane Long, and at the weekend they combined to score what Shane Long set up Yelovich for 2 goals. I think it was.
I think in longer one.
Um,
I have this image of Long celebrating a goal he scored. In
I
my
remember
head.
was it not Jelavic got 2, Huddleston got 1, and Livermore got 1?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, something along those lines. But I think that's a credible bit of business by Steve Bruce. So
Yeah,
he'll do well.
definitely. What else is there?
I think that's
think-
signing wise. It's one of the
yeah.
big ones.
I think Leroy Fair's done quite well in Norwich.
Yeah, I was going to
I
say
think he's
him,
probably been their
Yeah.
best player.
He's added a bit of oomph in their midfield and
height
and
and
solid.
He works hard.
Yeah.
Bit of quality on the
Scores
ball.
Him and
goals as well.
Snodgrass are definitely
I
their
think-
best
And
players.
the,
So.
the boys kind of fallen away, but Redmond at the beginning of the season, Nathan
Mm.
Redmond from Birmingham, he was solid.
someone was on BBC Sport 5 speaking about him saying he should be included in the England setup, and I was like, whoa, hold on a minute.
Simmer down.
Raheem Sterling.
I
plays
know.
solid.
He was saying Nathan Redmond was better than Raheem Sterling.
Oh, he's speaking of his arse then.
Yeah, he was a
Or
Norwich
is he
fan,
Norwich
so
fan?
clearly
Okay, then.
Delia Smith had been feeding him something.
Yeah. Because Raheem's been a revelation the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Unreal.
He's just set up yesterday. Was
That
great.
pass
That
was
pass was
unreal.
beautiful.
Outside the boot as well.
Was John Joe Shelby signed at the start of the season, or was it the
Swansea,
season
yeah.
before?
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
season.
yeah.
He's kind of come good as well.
They hear
He
us,
scored a
man.
peach. Yeah,
Dickhead.
he scored a peach at the weekend.
He scores peaches and then
Yeah,
he
that's
does
something
some
really
absolutely
stupid,
shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he kind of gets a bit full of himself and then kind of loses.
I think another good one's probably Stephen Coker to Cardiff.
He's kind of kept them in at
They
times.
needed somebody to fill that
Yeah.
hole in centre back, and
Yeah. I think that's another place where Tottenham just failed horribly. How can you like cultivate
why? Yeah,
when your centre backs are already so
Yeah,
sparse and
Kabul
shit?
and Dawson to
He-
start off with.
Dawson's solid. I rate Dawson. I still think Dawson should maybe get brought to England. He may be a bit too old.
the thing
But
is, Coker you would expect to be the successor for Dawson.
yeah, completely.
Like
That
he's
kind of
just-
captain role as well.
Yeah, exactly. He's just set. He would have been perfect just to fill that role, but
Yeah. But he's just
a bit of poor bit of business from Daniel Levy, I would say.
something that caught my eye today was Jose. Of course, it's Jose. Jose on Falcao. Do you hear what he said?
Jose.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna put on my Jose accent. I'm gonna flick up my collar.
Yeah,
Great.
well,
I need a striker. He needs a team. That was Russian. Basically,
he does sound quite Russian though.
He said something about Zlatan.
He
He was
said-
asked about Zlatan, was he not?
That's not what I was talking about. He's on Falcao. This one. He says,
Oh, I
need
thought
a
the same
striker.
interview he got asked
He
about
needs a team.
Ibra, and then he got asked about Falcao, and he said
Yeah,
Ibra doesn't.
he said you never take Ibrahimovic and Cavani because they're too old.
Oh, I've got
whereas
down here- I've got down
Falcao's
here-
in between
He's
both.
older than Cavani, yeah.
Good down here, Chelsea boss Jose Mourinho ruled out making a move for Paris Saint-Germain strikers Ibrahimovic and Cavani as he chased a big name striker to replace goal-shy duo Fernando Torres and Samuel.
Yeah. Well,
That was very
the,
fast.
yeah,
Sorry.
I think it's called the Weekly or some shit. The paper I found, the Week Post, some shit like that. They're claiming that Torres and Lukaku are going to get chopped for Falcao and Costa.
Yeah, because they
And
need
if-
to even up the books.
Yeah,
don't
and
they?
if they go after Costa, I think Courtois will be chopped as well. I
Yeah.
think
It'll be a
if
goal.
it- yeah.
It'll be a player swapping.
if I was Atletico, I'd be like, you can have Costa, but we're having Courtois. There's no way we're just
Yeah.
getting money for that.
No, they need Courtois.
Yeah.
Courtois kept them in so
And,
many
and they've
games.
obviously, like, Atletico have proven they can make strikers.
I know.
You know,
They still got Tafa Fia, so
yeah, they revived Forlan's career, which completely stopped at United. They made Torres, who was good, and now they've made Diego Costa.
Guerrero came from them
And
as
Aguero,
well.
there you go.
And
They'll
Falcao
find
as well.
someone.
They'll make someone.
And they had Falcao as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, yeah,
Falcao-
although Falcao was
Falcao,
a solid
Aguero.
port.
Yeah, exactly. But they made a shrewd signing and brought him in.
That's very
for
true.
goals.
Yeah, they went for it, which everyone else should have.
So they know a striker when they see one.
Yeah. I think I don't know. Jackson I naturally go back to.
Yeah, that's what I would have gone.
I think Jackson Martinez, but he's now 26, 27.
I think he should still move.
I think the
I
money,
think he's
the
too-
money that Porto would want for him would be too much.
I can
to
see
do
him
that.
moving to a
It's
Russian
a, it's a
team.
shame because he's been a really good
I can
player.
really see him
He's
going to like
the top league he's
Zenit or
played in is
something.
Porto. The Portuguese league. I mean, it'd be a shame for him not to be included in the big 4 or 5 leagues.
Yeah, I think. In fact, speaking of the Russian league, Michi was meant to be going to Anji.
Yeah, I
Is
saw
he?
that.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. He's not been very good at Swansea this year.
He's
not
been
really
injured a lot.
played. He's been out for
He's
what,
been
6
out.
months?
Even when he has played, I know injury obviously keeps you off the pace, but
To be honest, I think they've kind of been playing him out of position as well. Like last season, he was playing kind of
Because
properly
they've
up
got
front.
Bonnie, they want to take the money out of him.
They've kind of dropped him out to more of a just off the striker, and he's not.
No, he was.
That's not, he plays like a centre forward role.
Yeah,
Not as like a striker that Bonnie does. He plays centre forward, links up the wingers, and also tries to pop in the
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah,
And
that's-
that's what did very well for him last season.
Mm.
What?
so the only other thing I could find was Debuchy to Bayern,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
because Pep Guardiola doesn't really like Rafinha.
yeah, which makes sense because no one does.
Yeah.
But I initially I was
face. I don't like him.
yeah, exactly.
That's the only
Well,
reason
no,
you
but
like
you
him.
look at him, you're like,
He looks sour.
I know.
Like,
Like
initially-
you're to chew him.
Yeah.
He looks like a Brazilian version of Schumacher, if you think about it.
No, but if Schumacher was reduced by radiation poisoning or
Yeah,
something.
pretty much. If anyway, when I first looked at it, I kind of thought no because it's Debuchy. But
it
then,
makes sense.
20
He's
years
done
old,
a pretty
5
good
million. You play him at right back, you get an Alaba at left back. You push Lam permanently to that holding mid.
Yeah.
Who, when he moved to holding mid against Arsenal, he was solid.
Stop.
Everyone writes about Tony Cruz because he did have a hell of a game, but
But he set up the shot for him.
exactly.
Yeah.
Lam got both assists. He then played the ball in for
There's
his
also
nose header.
talk about Debuchy going to PSG because PSG aren't.
They don't like
keen
Van der
on- They
Wiel.
don't like Van der Wiel a lot.
Yeah.
So they were going to think about bringing in Debuchy because Debuchy actually said in an interview, "Oh, it's very sad that Kabai's gone to PSG." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
I'd very much like to go there.
They were
Yeah.
they were really good friends.
Yeah.
Like whenever you got interviews, it was never just Kabaya. It was always
It's
Kabaya and
always them
Debuchy.
two together.
Yeah.
Speaking about Cross, whatever you want to say.
Tony Kroos.
Offering Manchester United offering Tony Cross 250,000 a week to quit Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
3 times what the 24-year-old is currently on with the 2013 Champions League winners.
So, I mean, he's
No,
a
I
good player.
think he's worth that money.
He is more than worth that.
I don't think they should give him really that much money. In all honesty, look at that wage bill already.
No, but he's
But
going
when-
to cut that in the summer.
The problem that people have is obviously you look at the budget and you go that's a lot of money, but then you look at the amount of money that United bring in compared to a lot of teams,
Yeah.
and you go
The
well,
flood on
actually,
the stock market this
compared-
year as well.
compared to Chelsea and City, who probably have, I'd probably guess and say they have more of a wage budget because of the big name players they have,
And the money they've got
and the
behind
big
club.
name players they have that sit on the bench
Yeah,
and you fuck off.
exactly.
I mean, Chelsea and City both definitely have wealthier owners anyway. Because I mean, the Glazers are just in debt.
Yeah. But then that doesn't really play too much into it now because of the fair play rules.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have to fucking cut wages down and throw players out and hope for the best. that they get
Exactly.
something.
Well, with the departure of Vidic, that'll shoot up some a bit more
That's
wages.
a lot of money.
Ferdinand,
Everyone's
I think
out.
Ferdinand will go at the end of the
Everyone's
season.
going to America. No,
He'll go to
Fernand's
coaching.
to America.
Evra,
go to coaching or America.
I could see Evra maybe going to PSG or
Or
something.
Monaco, that's where it started.
Yeah, true.
So that's a lot of the wage budget freed up. I mean, they might sell some of their other players, but it's hard to suggest who they're going to. I'd like to see Nani get offloaded. I mean, he hasn't been playing well.
Yeah,
this
Nani
past
to Juve
year.
has been dancing around for years.
Uh-huh.
So Nani away to Juve would be
I
great.
could just see him being revitalised at Juve. It just what happens.
It would be, yeah. Get Kagawa away to Dortmund because he also wants to leave and we don't play him.
Yeah.
Get him away.
It's a shame.
Of course, he wants to leave if he doesn't get played. It's
yeah.
just
I don't think the league's suited to him, to be honest.
No, I think if you got to play attacking mid, the proper attacking mid, like you want to, you'd be great.
I mean, if he actually got a run in that position.
Maybe if
he'd
Van
be
Persie
good.
leaves at the end of the year and we can put Rooney up front, but then Mata's coming ahead of him. Mata's
Yeah.
going to play behind the striker if anyone gets to play it other than Rooney.
Surely you wouldn't let Van Persie leave though.
I don't know. He's 30, 31. We're in the case of rebuilding.
Yeah.
Now, quite clearly. I think as long
Well,
as
he
he
started
doesn't
the rebuilding
Premiership-
process about 3 years
as
ago.
long as
on
he
the
doesn't
side.
go into the Premier League, I think as long as he shifts to distant land.
Yeah, we started a rebuilding process about 2-3 years ago. We signed Phil Jones, Chris Smalling.
I wasn't really a
young
rebuilding
players.
effort. That was just kind of freshening everything up, like bringing some new faces in.
I think it was
Because they
kind of
kept
just.
hold of Vidic. They didn't play them,
Mhm.
so it wasn't really a rebuilding effort. They just kept playing Vidic and Ferdinand.
I think it was kind of just trying to set it up for the next manager, whoever's coming in. Really,
Yeah,
Hasn't really worked.
I question that.
not particularly.
I think there's certain circumstances that made Fergie probably quit a year earlier than he would have liked.
Well, he obviously just wanted to leave on a high.
No,
yeah,
it's a lot to do with his wife.
yeah, that too.
His wife's sister dying, and I think that kind of forced his hand.
His health as well.
Yeah, his health seems solid. To be fair,
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen
he's
his?
really one of the best mates.
Seen his cancer advert?
oh yeah.
It's very depressing.
No, fucking hell.
He's not a very happy chappy. though,
Sitting
is
there
he?
in his little coffee.
Although he managed to get a nice little extra time pun in, which is if you like some extra time with your family.
Aye.
Just
It's
press
just
this button on the watch here.
It's just
About 5 minutes extra.
He'll stop. Here's Howard Webb's controls.
The old advert I used to love was Bobby Charlton. Was it the Yakult or what was it? He used to drink before. I always drink this before going to a match day, and it would be him like just sipping his wee Dan and what the hell was it?
I have no
The
idea.
wee little yo. It was like a Yakult, and he'd have it in it. He promotes healthy bacteria.
Yogurt.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a wee question, Gaz. Are we running into extra time, Gary, here, or
No, we're like 5 minutes short, man.
5 minutes short? Jesus Christ.
The time was right there.
Oh, sorry.
Have you got something to say?
Yeah, I've got heaps
Yeah,
to say.
go
Oh,
say
go,
it.
go, go,
I'm
go!
waiting
yeah.
for you.
Because he was sitting there kind of pointing, and I was like,
Because he's rattling on about Man U, and I'm like, oh, okay.
it's all about
Really
fucking
give a
random yogurt adverts.
Ah,
What the
exactly.
fuck is this?
Can't get my words in edgeways, so
Anyway, mate.
I was researching some young talent to come through.
You're sitting there in college just scared of the birds.
Young talent.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, so I've got three young players under the age of 21 years and under. That's got the theme I'm going to go with the next couple of weeks. So we've got Michy Batshuayi, 20-year-old Belgian striker who plays for Standard Liège. He's played 83 games since 2011 and scored 35 goals.
That's alright for a youngster.
For a youngster,
The majority of his
That's
goals
good
have come
going.
this season as well, they're not.
no, it's quite divided over the 3 seasons.
Is it?
Yeah, it's been quite divided.
Well, I've noticed that his rating has gone up on FIFA. He was,
Oh,
he was
wow.
like a 70 something. He's now
Yeah.
74, 75.
That's the only
It's like
reason I know
76
yeah,
to
that's
start.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've actually watched a couple of games that he's played in over the couple
Sweet.
of past days. He's like 5'11", so fairly tallish boy. Fast, he's strong, he's agile, and he's amazingly prolific for Liège. And can ping a shot with both his feet.
Sweet. All's good.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's probably that's probably the most underrated thing I think in modern football. It's the ability to fucking use both feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Players like Robin, Valencia, Ozil, and Bale coming
One
through,
foot, yeah,
and you're like,
exactly.
"Season
It's
boys."
players like Santi Cazorla can just ping it with both feet.
Zlatan with that peach of a left
Yeah,
shot.
exactly.
Is it,
Last week.
is it ambidextrous? Is that-
Ambidextrous with hands.
With
Sounds
hands,
like
but
hands,
I
yeah.
suppose it works for feet.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Footy dexterous.
Ambidextrous. Copyright. New word.
And he's also extremely creative. Watching some of the
Dictionary,
games
yeah.
that he plays in, he picks up the ball and he runs at the defenders. He's not scared. Runs at the defenders, a couple of step overs, goes Ronaldo-esque, plays it away. Someone chips over, he's in, goal. Easy.
The way you pointed to me there, I thought you played it to me.
Fuck, I
will
play over
finish
there.
I miss.
Through the ball, Chewy.
Pass me.
Richard Dunn.
I was gonna go with triangle. Triangle.
And the Belgian tabloids have likened him to Benteke. They're saying, oh, he could probably do a Benteke, move away to England, and
Benteke.
probably join up with like Benteke or Lukaku. It's possible.
It could happen, yeah.
Because I think about Benteke, 2012 comes in January. But how many goals did he score? What, 10 goals in half a
It
season?
didn't come in January. I'm pretty sure he came in
So I
summer.
came in.
January.
It was January.
Yeah, because he only played half a season.
I'm sure he played summer and like smashed.
No, I'm sure it's January.
He came in January because he's only been here for a year.
Shorted.
And he's been. 2 teams have looked at him so far. Have been scouting him quite a lot, and it's Arsenal and Everton.
Shock it was Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal have been going for all the players.
Okay,
Pretty much.
hands on deck.
understand
But
if
Arsenal,
you're
Arsenal have, all the tabloids that I've looked at, Arsenal are the only ones who've actually said, well, we'll put in a 10 mil bid for him.
Can I just quickly note Benteke joined on the 31st of August for £7 million.
Really?
Ooh.
Okay.
From Genk.
Gink.
Right. Next player, massively unheard of. I didn't really hear of him until a couple of weeks ago. Alan Halilovic. 17.
Is that the Croatian?
So he's a Croatian boy, have you heard of him? Yeah.
Bleacher Report keep going, oh my god, he's amazing! We're not going to show you in the future.
So he's
Oh,
a
thanks.
17-year-old right wing. Plays for Dinamo Zagreb. He's played 31 games. He's 17. 17,
Ryan Goldas.
31 games. He's only scored 2 goals, but he's a winger.
I was going to say, every report I read is he's more of a creative kind of guy.
Yeah.
So
He's 5'7", fast, agile, skillful. If you look at some of the things he does, he's played in the Champions League. He's the second youngest player ever to play in the Champions League or something like that.
sweet.
16 years and 122 days or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
His enthusiasm and willingness to get forward when he plays for Zagreb is unreal. It looks like some of the videos that some of the videos you'll see of him on YouTube and like so that it looks like he's playing in a park, but no, he's playing for Zagreb because that's what it's like in Croatia, unfortunately, when they play football. He's potential clubs that have looked to sign him with Barcelona, Bayern, and Dortmund. But obviously, they're all just saying that because Gald's been linked to Barca, Bayern, Dortmund.
It's a go-to move, isn't it?
Exactly. It's
Four
just,
clubs.
we'll just say buy the young new talent from a different country. And last but not least, Victor Fischer, 19-year-old Danish left wing, plays for Alec.
Him I have seen. Him I have seen. I rate him.
Yeah, he's top.
He's only
Although-
he's only one-footed, is he not? He's only right-footed.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's
all right.
He's
He's left,
lazy.
He's
Well,
that's right, exactly what I've got here.
Like, I
46 games, 13
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah,
which is not
well,
bad.
Solid, yeah.
The Brewers kind of moved him up to an up front position now,
Yeah.
so they'll maybe bang in a few
The
more.
laziness doesn't quite show through as much.
Yeah.
So he's 5'11", agile, skillful,
Yeah.
but it's right peg. You cannot deny it.
FIFA 12.
It is
Yeah, FIFA
so
12 's
FIFA 12-esque. It is unreal. It's
That's
brilliant.
finesse.
His curve is just top notch.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. Yeah.
And Dutch papers have likened him to Ronaldinho, saying because of his play style. Because Ronaldinho wasn't exactly very energetic, was he?
No, he wasn't.
When he got the ball, he did something
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
he had the ability to
Yeah.
run.
They've likened him to Victor Fischer. Well, Victor
Yeah,
Fischer.
the problem that I found with a lot of forums I've said about him is he loves the limelight a
Yeah.
lot. He will
Yeah.
do a lot of interviews and stuff, which I think at that age could get in the way of a lot of his progress.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm kind of surprised the Dutch papers haven't likened him to Johan Cruyff.
Yeah.
That's
Johan
kinda
Cruyff,
surprising.
Well, initially I thought they were going to do Ronaldo because
Yeah.
he's a wing that
It's
can
like, oh, the
pick a
Danish
shot.
Ronaldo kind of thing.
Exactly.
So,
Everyone loves to say, oh, he's the next Messi or Ronaldo.
Or he's the something nationality of such and such. So like, oh, he's the next Portuguese Xavi.
Well, he'd be.
I was really hoping we could
Danish
leave that silence for ages. Alright, Morris. 7 hours later.
You
can-
can,
so-
you can edit in a silence if you wanted to. I mean,
Yeah. This podcast is going to be 8 hours long.
And his potential clubs are Real Madrid, Man U, and Tottenham.
Yeah.
They've all looked at him.
I've heard also Liverpool were a bit interested.
Yeah, I can see that though.
Well, they missed out on Salah,
Yeah,
so I can see them going after
yeah.
some.
But when you got Sterling as well, do you really need?
Yeah.
In
They were going after that Ukrainian boy as well.
Yeah.
Go on, what is his name?
Yarmolenko.
Yarmolenko. It wasn't Yarmolenko.
No,
Was it
it
Yarmolenko? It was the other boy.
It was a
Playing.
different one.
Yeah, it was something. It was Yargo.
Lives, yeah.
Then
That's his name, guys.
started with yeah.
Just Google. I'm sure someone will come.
Siri.
He says he just puked in your phone.
So did you say?
Did you say Yarmolenko?
I'm sorry, I did not catch that. So
I think we're into extra time now.
all right,
Some-
okay. Extra
some furry
time question
time,
this
so go
year.
for it.
I'll take up the extra time question this year. This week.
You said that twice.
I
I
know
know
I
you
got the
stumbled.
date
I was
wrong
like,
and everything. Dear Lord. So Skelter goalkeeper Sam Slickum had so little to do in his side's 5-1 win over Portsmouth. They had time to pose for a selfie during the game with a Portsmouth fan, eager to take a memento for his long journey on Saturday. So my question to our lovely panel is, if you could take a selfie with a footballer on the field, who would you take it with and why?
On the field.
Well, you quickly asked us this before we recorded.
Yeah.
My first response, which I won't use as my phone, was John Terry, purely because he won't be shagging any misses if he's in front of me. in
Wayne
the
Bridge
photo.
will
Wayne
congratulate
Bridge
you
is
as a
safe.
hero. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly don't know. I'm trying to think of someone kind of cool. I think Rio Ferdinand's been overused,
Yeah.
and I'd have to buy a
He
5
won't be
cap.
winning any caps or anything like that.
He won't be playing,
Yeah.
so
Be on the bench, just be beside him on the bench.
I'm gonna say Drogba. I would love to just meet the man,
yeah.
just in general.
Drogba would do his
But-
bed eyes. Have you ever seen
But
that
yeah.
video?
Hello there.
Yeah.
By that extension, then purely I've seen some interviews with him, David Luiz, who looks like, he looks like he's fucking banter. He looks ace.
It just looks like he's high all the time.
Yeah.
It's Slideshow Bob.
Yeah.
That if you've never
Luiz
seen, if you've never seen him,
Football is the game.
you've never seen his interview when Frank Lampard and Torres are speaking,
Yes.
and that's when he first joined
Yeah.
Chelsea. He knows no English whatsoever.
He's
He's like,
just-
oh yes, yes, and he's like tapping Lampard, go, oh yes, what to say? Yes,
And
it's
then
good.
Torres starts speaking. He just goes,
Yeah.
pushes him in the face with his palm. You're like, why is he doing
So
that?
David Luiz is
He was on a Portuguese prank show when he was at Benfica, and he did a number of episodes. It was like Punked, but like he did a couple of episodes. They invited him on to do more because he was so good at it.
Yeah.
So, Stu,
Can I be a past footballer as well?
Sure.
yeah,
My
yeah.
one would be Diego Maradona. Whilst he's doing Hand of God, I would just love to be at the side just going, give a thumbs up.
Photo bomb.
Just total photo bomb that picture. Yeah, that would be my one probably.
You do Maradona as he's sniffing coke off a football or something like that.
Or I'm eating several burgers at once.
Nah, maybe not
Coke,
that one.
Coke with mayonnaise.
Another
Cock and
fantastic
mayonnaise.
selfie would be, this is just an extra one, it would be Champions League final, John Terry missing the penalty and crying.
And
Just
you're
like extending just
yeah,
thumbs up.
Or
and
giving a
just-
pat on the back and
Yeah,
the whole
just-
Gary Lineker like,
or shagging his wife.
have a word.
Have a word.
Have a
In
word.
fact, that's what I want.
You know, just
I
like
would-
Gary.
I will be next to Gascoigne and like going, oh no, oh.
I would probably either be next to Samuel Eto'o with a smile, with a big cheesy grin, be like, and you just being alongside him pulling the biggest cheesy grin as well. Or
You'd pull a good big cheesy grin.
I would definitely go
Big
for it.
cheese
Or
egg.
the other one I was going to go for was, I've completely forgotten now. God damn, I would go with Roy Keane. Just me and him holding knives up and being like, fuck the police.
I think maybe Joey Barton then.
Yeah.
I think Joey Barton might be
Yeah.
funny, or,
Or have like
stab
put
you.
a
It's
little
gonna
wee
be
band
fun.
around it like wanted for piracy in football of some sort.
Like Joey Barton would come up with his brother's pickaxe.
Joey Barton would come swinging at you. Don't take a picture, it steals my soul. Leave me alone.
You take a picture, he's not there because he's a vampire.
Even better, his little flick up just falls down. His hair just. No soul, sad Joey. Oh, no.
This has gone on such a far tangent. That question should have been done at the start.
Sad Joey.
Sad Joey. Oh no.
After a while, we sent you loads of Jurgen Klopp pictures to each other. Matt and Stuart, the happy Klopp when he was like,
It was
massive
like
cheesy.
Klopp wants you, and he's like, pointing at you.
Uncle Klopp wants you to join.
There's a picture of Jurgen Klopp a while ago, and it was Royce was getting a picture, and he photobombed it. And the face, he looked like a fucking insanist. He looks fucking mental.
I know, because his face like crumples when he goes like he pulls face.
Yeah.
He's like,
And his
Yeah.
hair just seemed to
Mad.
expand.
There's other ones like Angry Klopp, Happy Klopp, with Sad Klopp, where he's just like looking soulless against the ground.
I think that's a suitably finished.
Suitable finish on Jurgen
So
Klopp.
thanks for joining us, guys. That was good.
Much obliged.
Yeah,
good stuff, guys. It looks like Fergie time has run over. Yes, again.
Oh god.
You have no idea the disappointment on my face.
I know the disappointment. I see it.
I hope you will catch us next week when Matt is not here.
Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.